People's State Bank is a locally owned and managed bank with convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, but still have access to convenient technology and low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can be confident that you're standing with a good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
This is a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation. Queen Bee Radio proudly brings you Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school sports. Presented by Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington Family Dental and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. And sponsored by Ayers Furniture, Bitech Resource Management, Claire Bank, Fuller's Milker Center, Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Platteville, Les Mack, Northland Buildings, Reeves Wealth Management, Raleigh Cheese House, Russell Law Offices, The Shoebox, Tricor Insurance, West End Salvage, Carver's Hardwood Flooring, Sloan Implements, Sups, Brian's Auto Body and Paint, Gary's Pest Control, TriStar Pallets and TriStar Mulch, Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware Do It Best, Bouse Electric, Cuba City Collision and Repair, Laley Center Monroe, H&N Plumbing, Heating and Electrical, Community First Bank, Grant Regional Health Center, Sullivan Auctioneers, Big Iron Realty, Lancaster Dental Associates, Millie Miner, Pink's Automotive, Goodney's Garage, Point and Flush Sportsman's Club, Rosemeyer Management Group, Reckler Insurance, McNett Electric, Mound City Bank, Ready Feed and Grain LLC, Southwest Health, and WCC Brands.
Good afternoon and welcome to North Crawford High School in Soldiers Grove, Wisconsin. It is time to kick off the 2025 high school football playoffs. In 8-player football, we are in a Level 1 playoff as the North Crawford Trojans host the Highland Cardinals on X1071, X1071.com, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by Laley Center Monroe and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. This is Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Broadcasting for the best seat in the house, Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. I'm Tyler Dictanis, joined alongside Wyatt Mulliken. Welcome to our Raleigh Cheese pregame show. And Wyatt, a rematch of a game that happened 2 weeks ago where North Crawford dominated Highland 52-8. Highland had to readjust the roster a little bit due to injuries and players playing new roles. But talking to Coach Scanlon during our pregame interview, he feels a little bit more confident about this team heading into a rematch, fresh off a loss to North Crawford 2 weeks ago.
You know, like you said, Highland's had some injuries, and they're playing through it. And I think they're doing a good job of implementing some new ways of running their offense and defense, and that's got them into the playoffs. And whether or not they lost to this team before, I think they're excited just to be here and give a chance to prove what kind of a football team they really are.
Yep, Highland coming in as a 7 seed in this newly expanded 8-player playoff, and for North Crawford, the best way to describe them is they are a juggernaut. They have been rolling every opponent that they've faced so far this year. As Steve Preston and I were talking about 2 weeks ago when we saw the Highland matchup against North Crawford, during that game, it's hard to find teams that are probably better than North Crawford in the rankings. They were ranked number 4 in the state. I don't know if there's 3 teams better than them playing their best football right now, but when you look at the outcomes of these games, North Crawford really showing and flexing their muscle against every opponent they've faced.
Yeah, looking at this, looking at their past games, it looks kind of fake almost. Looking at these scores, 64-0 against Wisconsin Heights, 86-6 against Montello, and 56-0 against Monticello. A lot of crazy scores up, and they're excited to be here right now and play against a team that they beat before.
Yep, get to play a game in their home field, and they will take on the winner of Tri-County and Hurley a week from today. And also on our Queen Bee Radio family of stations over on Super Hits 106, another 8-player playoff. We have Belmont taking on DeSoto, another matchup of Ridge and Valley Conference foes going at it in postseason play. Steve Prestegard and RJ Osterhaus with the call of that one. Again on Super Hits 106 and also streaming on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Coming up on our Raleigh Cheese pregame show, we'll talk with both head coaches. Had a chance to catch up with Jason Scanlon of Highland and Jeremy Fredette of North Crawford. We asked them about the players on the Russell office's injury report. If you've been injured, contact Russell offices. Their experienced team of personal injury lawyers will fight for your rights and help you get the compensation you deserve. Visit RussellLaw.wi.com. Also get you the People's State Bank coin toss, the Fuller Smoker Center starting lineups, Cuba City Family Dental colors of the game, our Dewey's Tire Repair Turf and Weather Report, and the kickoff between North Crawford and Highland in a Level 1 8-player playoff matchup. Our Raleigh Cheese pregame show is presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County.
Don't forget the cheese.
Back after this on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 1.
I'm here today with Keith Dula from Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque. Keith, it seems like hybrids are dominating the roads, but there aren't many charging locations in Dubuque.
Agreed. Luckily, Toyota hybrids don't require plug-in charging. The Toyota hybrid system is built to charge while the vehicle is being driven, so there's no need for plug-in charging.
That's awesome. What about the battery life? Should people be worried about its longevity?
Not at all. Toyota has sold over 5 million hybrids in the last 25 years. Plus, their battery warranty covers you for 10 years or 150,000 miles.
How does regular maintenance on a hybrid compare to a gas model?
Hey, that's a great question. Toyota hybrid vehicles require the same maintenance as gas-powered models and oftentimes even less. For example, the hybrid model's regenerative braking charges the battery while slowing down the vehicle, increasing the life of the vehicle's brake pads.
Wow, it seems like there are a lot of benefits in choosing a hybrid Toyota. Visit Anderson Weber in Dubuque to learn more and to take a test drive today.
Pregame 1.
The Raleigh Cheese pregame show continues on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Highland taking on North Crawford in today's 8-player Level 1 playoff. We're joined now by Jason Scanlon, head coach of the Highland Cardinals. Coach, thank you for joining us. A fantastic season for the Cardinals in this 2025 campaign, but have been derailed over the last 2 weeks with some tough losses to North Crawford and DeSoto to close out the regular season. And obviously injuries have played a factor into that, and players had to adjust to different roles in these last couple of games. With all of that in mind, what are the things that you've seen from your team over the last couple of weeks, and how has your team responded this week to a pair of tough losses to close out the season?
Yeah, we did have a tough stretch there where we lost some players, had some injury to some key contributors. The players took a little time to regroup from that, and we had two really tough teams in a row that we had to play. So we feel like this week of practice has been really good. They've been really focused. I think that guys are settling into their new roles much better. A couple weeks under their belt at the new spots. Changed up the offense a little bit based on personnel, and I think we're feeling a lot better and more comfortable about where we are right now this week, preparing for a playoff game, and they're excited about that.
I mean, you're taking on North Crawford today, and just saw them a couple weeks ago. Is it easier to prepare for a team having just seen them, and are there things that you're able to kind of look at from the game tape from that first week to make adjustments heading into the second matchup?
Yeah, I think so. I think that no matter what you see on the tape, until you play a team on the field, you don't know exactly how the matchups will play out, and you can make some adjustments to what you saw and what you didn't expect, some things that might have surprised you. So I think for the players, it definitely helps to have played a team recently. For coaches, it helps to make some adjustments. At the same time, there's a lot of familiarity there too. So you have to fix some things that worked successfully for them the last time. We need to do a better job of, not turning the ball over, not committing penalties. The things that you always need to do to win a football game anyhow, I guess.
All right, Jason Scanlon with us on our Raleigh Cheese pregame show, getting ready for Highland's matchup against North Crawford in this 8-player Level 1 playoff. Let's talk about the Russell office's injury report. We alluded to the fact that injuries have played a factor, especially over the last couple games against some tough opponents. What's the injury front looking like for Highland heading into the second matchup with North Crawford?
Well, we've been fortunate the last few weeks to not have any new injuries. The players that were injured earlier in the season, unfortunately, are out for the season, so they won't be coming back. But we've been healthy the last few weeks, and like I said earlier, the guys have settled into those roles well, so we should be ready to go.
All right, and then the Rosemeyer Wealth Management keys to the game against North Crawford, as we said, just saw them a couple weeks ago, so still relatively fresh as far as being able to analyze the things that happened in the first matchup. What did you take away from that first matchup, and what are going to be the keys for Highland in the rematch coming up this afternoon?
We really have to do a better job of defensively of not giving up the big play. They thrive on big plays, and they have a ton of them on the year. They have some outstanding athletes that really can exploit you there. But we have to do a better job, I think, of rallying to the ball and tackling a little better. And offensively, we struggled a bit with turnovers and just some mistakes. We had a lot of new guys in new positions. I think we just have to clean that up and give ourselves a better chance to be able to move the ball consistently on offense.
All right, looking forward to the matchup. Should be a fun one. Thanks so much for your time, Coach. Have some fun and good luck today.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, that's Jason Scanlon, the head coach of the Highland Cardinals. We'll have more on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show after this on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Pregame 2. Garvey's Service and Anderson Auto Repair in Platteville invite you to the Haunted Halloween Candy Drive-Thru Wednesday, October 22nd from 5 until 6 at the radio station in Platteville. Don't be haunted by a poorly running vehicle. Call Anderson Auto or Garvey's Service today.
Watch live and archived H&N Plumbing, Heating and Electrical, and Lely Center Monroe high school sports video coverage all season on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Get the latest schedule at AM 1590 WPBL.com.
Nordstrom's Distribution Center in Dubuque is hosting a hiring day Tuesday, October 21st from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for warehouse associates. Interview with a manager for a possible job offer on the spot. Regular positions are Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. with starting pay at $20.95 an hour. There are also seasonal part-time positions Saturdays and Sundays, 6 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. through December 13th that pay $20.95 an hour, plus $1 an hour weekend premium. For details, text careers to 30712 or apply at careers.nordstrom.com and search Dubuque, Iowa.
Pregame 2.
Back on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Highland and North Crawford going at it in today's Level 1 high school football playoff in 8-player football. And we're joined by North Crawford head coach Jeremy Fredette. Coach, thanks for joining us. Congratulations to your team in this 2025 campaign. A perfect 8-0 during the regular season and the Region Valley 8 conference champions, and a dominant performance at that, blowing opponents out, and just an all-around successful season for your Trojans. Looking at the record and the scores of all the games that you've played, hard to find some things to say negatively about your team, but through the regular season, what are the things that have been satisfying you the most about your team's play?
Just how they've come together. They put a lot of work in this summer, knowing that we had unfinished business from last year. Conveniently, again, we get to meet up with Highland, kind of get that rematch that we've been waiting for. Things that have been going well for us is our guys communicate. Offensively, they understand what we want and what we want to do. So, and they complement each other. They don't bicker, they don't fight, and I think that's really what has propelled us to this point.
Yep, and one of the things that really stands out when you look at the scores is that, obviously the high scores means that a lot of production on the offensive side, but the defense has been playing really shut down throughout the entire course of the season. And I believe outside of the Belmont game, you've held teams scoreless in the first half in the other 7 games of the season. What's been going right defensively for you guys this year?
Well, we got this monster up front named Gavin Tamling, and he just disrupts everything. He's tough to block, and our guys just feed off him. Our linebackers are fast, they're patient, and they flow well. And I think just being patient has been our biggest thing on defense. We don't overcommit on stuff. So that's kind of what has helped us kind of keep these scores to where they're at.
All right, Jeremy Fredette with us in our Raleigh Cheese pregame show. The North Crawford head coach getting ready for their matchup against Highland in our Level 1 8-player football playoff this afternoon. Our Russell office's injury report, team health, always a concern heading into the postseason with the bumps and bruises that come with playing the games that you've played throughout the season. What's the health status of everyone heading into the matchup with Highland today?
We're fully healthy. We got Riley Broman back last week. He just came off a concussion from the Belmont game, but other than that, everybody else is 100% healthy, so they say. So, I think everybody's fully healthy. No one's complaining of any nagging injuries, so we should be good there.
Excellent. That's good to hear. And then our Rosemeyer Wealth Management key to the game, taking on the Cardinals for the second time in 3 weeks. We saw the matchup a couple weeks ago, a 50-8 win for your Trojans for Highland's homecoming game. And, the Cardinals, they've been bit by the injury bug. A couple of their key players have been out, and it looks like that they won't be back for this matchup. But what did you take away from that first matchup against Highland, and what does North Crawford have to do today?
We struggled with blocking. I mean, Dagenhart's a really, really good player. Our young sophomore, we chalked it up to him having a bad day. But if our front line can't block, that's where we struggle. If our front guys don't block, so the key to the game is our guys up front being able to block.
All right. Should be a great matchup. Looking forward to it. Thanks so much for your time, Coach. Have some fun and good luck today.
You bet. Thank you.
All right, that's Jeremy Fredette, the head coach of the North Crawford Trojans. We'll have more on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show after this on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 1.
Are you looking for a new and exciting career? This is Jen Casper with Queen Bee Radio. We're currently hiring for people to join our radio and digital sales team. Queen Bee Radio is a fun and family-oriented work environment with unlimited growth opportunities. Life's too short to work where you're not having fun. Give me a call today at 608-349-2045, and I can tell you firsthand how my career in radio sales has been incredibly rewarding. Go to our social media pages or our websites and click on the career link for details on this radio and digital sales opportunity and to apply.
Some things are meant to come in a box, like chocolates, phones, or jewelry, but some things aren't, like a mattress. Hi, this is Doug Dolter with Dubuque Mattress, and there are two major reasons why your next mattress should not come from a box. First, when foam is compressed for too long, it will lose its ability to return to its full thickness. And second, a good quality mattress, one worth the money you paid for it, is too heavy to ship by parcel service. With mattresses, lighter isn't better, period. Dubuque Mattress, for the rest of your life.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time.
In Game 1.
Back in Soldiers Grove, closing in on the kickoff between Highland and North Crawford on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Tyler Dictanis and Wyatt Mulliken with you from the best seat in the house, the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Ayers Furniture in downtown Ridgeway for free delivery on heirloom quality furniture for every room in your home. For what's sure to be the best seat in your house, visit Ayers Furniture and ayersfurniture.com. Heard both coaches talk about the players on the Russell office's injury reports. The People's State Bank coin toss. Wyatt, it sounds like Highland won the toss and have deferred to the second half, correct?
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's what I saw.
All right. So that is how we will set up our Fuller's Milker Center starting lineups for the North Crawford offense, brought to you by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster, Richland Center, and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. The North Crawford Trojans, undefeated Ridge and Valley Conference champions, perfect 8-0, number 4 ranked team in the state. Their offense is led by number 1 Cullen Jacobus, an outstanding season for him. 31 of 58 passing for 806 yards, 15 passing touchdowns and 2 interceptions, and on the ground 51 rushing attempts for 792 yards, averaging 15.5 yards per carry and 13 rushing touchdowns as well. He accounts for 28 total touchdowns on offense. In the backfield with him is number 2, Landry Stoluka, 46 rushing attempts for 162 yards, averaging 10 yards per carry and 8 touchdowns. And also number 7, Landon Blaha, 60 rushing attempts for 519 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 12 two-point conversions. The tight ends, number 34, Gavin Tamling, and number 52, Riley Bromlin, who just came back from injury. And the offensive line, at left guard, number 32, Thurgood Welsh. At center, 69, Connor Durst, and number 70, Reese Sizer. For the Highland defense, their defensive line, number 56, Tanner Dagenhart, number 97, Colton Whaler, and number 34, Trent Nanke. At linebacker, number 23, Brady Nanke. And the defensive secondary at the corners, number 20, Ben Ford, and number 6, Coyer Zadrazil. The safeties are number 16, Jack Terrell, and number 15, Griffin Wineski. Those are the Fuller's Milker Center starting lineups for when North Crawford is on offense. Coming up next, we'll bring you the Highland offensive starters and North Crawford defensive starters as our Rally Cheese pregame show continues on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 2.
Enjoy the colors of fall and take a drive to Raleigh Cheese House. Stop in and try our award-winning artisan cheeses like Dunbarton Blue, Red Rock, and Little Mountain. Try our own fresh, squeaky cheese curds made every week. We also carry many other local cheeses, a wide variety of snacks, deli sandwiches, and beverages. It is worth the drive to shop locally and taste the difference of handmade Wisconsin cheese at Raleigh Cheese House on the corner of Highways 11 and 23 Shellsburg.
Southwest Tech in Fenimore celebrates Wisconsin Manufacturing Month. Employers in Southwest Wisconsin are eager to hire skilled workers in manufacturing, and the Industrial Mechanic program at Southwest Tech equips students with technical expertise in areas like mechanical drive systems, electrical systems, basic welding, machining, and more. Graduates of this program can either enter the workforce or continue their education in the 2-year electromechanical technology program. Apply today at swtc.edu. Southwest Tech, education as unique as you.
In Game 2.
Back on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Tyler Duktanis and Wyatt Mulligan with you from the best seat in the house, Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. We set up the Fuller's Milker Center starting lineups for when North Crawford is on offense. Let's set up the Highland offensive starters, again brought to you by Fuller's Milker Center. Starting at quarterback, number 16, Jack Terrell in place of Caden Washa, who was injured in the latter part of the season. Passing for Jack Terrell on the season, 4 of 13 for 28 yards and 2 interceptions. Rushing, 21 rushing attempts for negative 16 yards. He was one of the leading receivers before taking over for Washa. Had 19 receptions for 332 yards and 15 receiving touchdowns. At running back, number 23, Brady Nanke, 46 rushing attempts for 462 yards, averaging 10 yards per carry and 8 touchdowns. The receivers and tight ends, number 20, Ben Ford, number 6, Coyer Zadrazil, and number 15, Griffin Wineski. And the offensive line, the guards, number 34, Trent Nanke, and number 56, Tanner Dagenhart. At center is number 59, Samuel Biba. For the North Crawford defense, their defensive line, number 34, Gavin Tamling. That's what Coach Fredette was mentioning during his pregame interview. 37 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, and 7.5 sacks coming into today's matchup. Number 69, Connor Durst, and number 52, Riley Bromlin. The linebackers on the outside, number 1, Colin Jacobus, and number 2, Landry Stoluka. And the inside linebacker, number 7, Landon Blaha. The defensive secondary on the corners, number 10, Sawyer Stoluka, and number 3, Damian McCormick. Those are the Fuller's Milker Center starting lineups for when Highland is on offense. Again, brought to you by Fuller's Milker Center. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster, Richland Center, and at Fuller'sMilkerCenter.com. We'll take our final timeout, and we will get you the kickoff between Highland and North Crawford. This has been the Raleigh Cheese pregame show presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County. Don't forget the cheese. Kickoff coming up next on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 3.
Hello, Dr. Matt here from Cuba City Family Dental. Something we take pride in is having 3 state-of-the-art facilities in Cuba City, Kieler, and Darlington. Our investment in the latest technology and innovative services allows us to provide top-notch dental care to our area families. Take control of your oral health and make an appointment with our team, and let's make your smile the best it can be. Contact Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental now, and let's start this journey together. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at Carey'sGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
in Game 3.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Just a few minutes away from kickoff between Highland and North Crawford in today's 8-player Level 1 high school football playoff. Let's talk about our Dewey's Tire Repair, Turf, and Weather reports. Brought to you by Dewey's Tire Repair. For all of your farm, auto, truck, tire sales, and service needs, the best place to take a look, Dewey's Tire Repair in Platteville. And Wyatt, it is just an amazing afternoon here for football. A Sunsplash field. And it is right now 74 degrees. Feels like 74. A little breeze, which is nice for us here in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth, but an outstanding afternoon for high school football here today.
Absolutely, especially this late in the season, you expect it to be a little cooler, and I'm sure the teams wish it was, but nonetheless, it's a beautiful day.
As indeed, as the officials convening at the 50-yard line, and we'll have the national anthem and all the pregame festivities coming up here in just a moment. Reminder again, over on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, we will have Belmont taking on DeSoto. RJ Osterhaus and Steve Prestegard with the call of that game. Had a very busy night of high school football last night, as I got to see Blackhawk Warren win the Six Rivers title over Potosi Cassville 28-21. You had a fun one last night in Mineral Point.
Yeah, I did. Last second field goal to win the game after a pretty back and forth first and second half.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Pretty amazing night for high school football.
All right, let's pause for today's national anthem from North Crawford High School.
To honor America and those defending our freedom, we ask those who are able to stand, remove your hats, and place your hands over your heart for the playing of our national anthem. North Crawford High School.
All right, today's national anthem from North Crawford High School as we close it on the kick between North Crawford and Highland on X1071 WPBL FM Platteville and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Powered by Bailey Center Monroe and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical.
Visiting Highland Cardinals. At wide receiver, a senior, number 6, Coyers.
Player introductions going on right now. And
at wide receiver, a senior,
Wyatt, you can
16,
see
Jack Terrell.
our Cuba City Family Dental colors
At
of the game, brought to you by Cuba City Family Dental,
senior,
Kieler Family
20,
Dental, and
Ben
Darlington
Ford.
Family Dental. 3 convenient locations to serve your
At
dental
running
needs.
back,
Tell us about the
sophomore,
uniform matchup
number
that we have here
23,
today.
Brady Nancy.
Well, Highland's pretty head to toe in white with the red numbers and the red indents on the helmets. North Crawford with their home team maroon color, that dark maroon color with the gray pants, white colors and gray, and that maroon helmets with the
number 56,
white
Tanner Degenhart.
I can't see very well from here, but the white
Playing on the line,
logos on the
sophomore,
helmets.
Number 59, Samuel Biba. The Cardinals are coached by head coach Jason Scanlon. And now, the starting lineup for your North Crawford Trojans. A senior quarterback, number 1, Colin Jacobus. At wide receiver, a freshman, number 3, Damian McCormick. A senior running back, number 7, Landon
We're
Blaha.
working through some technical stuff as in Belmont, they're struggling to get their
back,
YouTube stream
junior,
up and running.
10,
So coordinating with RJ
Sawyer
Osterhaus
Saluka.
over there to get that taken care of. So those
Senior,
looking for
number
Belmont and
34,
DeSoto will have that game
Gavin Tamling.
on our Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel in just a few
Senior,
moments.
playing on the line, number 52,
Our game today
Riley Bromlin.
here in Soldiers Grove is sponsored by the Highland State Bank of Highland and HighlandStateBank.net. Also by Southwest Health with over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. West End Salvage of Lancaster, see Junkyard Joe Krantz and the West End Salvage team for recycling as well as construction and demolition waste too. West End Salvage of Lancaster. And by Laley Center Monroe, call your local dairy automation specialist Jordan Wilson at Laley Center Monroe. As we mentioned earlier, Highland won the toss. They deferred to receive until the second half, so North Crawford will begin on offense, working from right to left as we see it from the best seat in the house, the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth, and as you see it on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Back to return for North Crawford will be number 1, Colin Jacobus, and number 3, Damian McCormick. And to kick it off for Highland will be number 54, William Fritsch, and Fritsch gives the signal. Waiting for the official to blow the whistle. There it is. Fritsch with the run-up and the kick, and we are underway on X1071 in the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel as the ball is touched and then down at the 29-yard line. Pouncing on it for North Crawford was number 10, Sawyer Staluka, and Colin Jacobus will bring the North Crawford offense to the field for the first possession of the game.
54, William Frisch kickoff, return.
Seemed like he
kind of
fumbled that. Ended up picking up the ball there, but nonetheless gets on top of it and will take the yardage.
4 seconds come off the clock, 11:56 to play. In quarter number 1, ball spotted at the 29-yard line on the near side hash mark. Jacobus out of the pistol, and Landry Staluka with him in the backfield. One receiver to each side of the formation as well. Staluka directing traffic and now set to take the snap. Receiver from the far side goes in motion, and a toss play to Landon Blaha on the right side, and Blaha has some room across the 40 to the 45 and barrels his way across the 50 to the 47-yard line. An explosive run for Landon Blaha right out of the gate for the North Crawford offense. A Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down in Highland territory at the 47-yard line.
Landon Blaha, the ball carrier, and that's a North Crawford first down.
Trojans coming to the line of scrimmage on the far side hash mark at the 47-yard line. Second play from scrimmage just underway here at Soldiers Grove. One receiver to each side of the formation once again. Jacobus puts the player in motion and will keep it, trying to bounce it to the left side to the 40-yard line and gets twisted down at the 40. Great tackle there by Highland's Brady Nanke, number 23, making the tackle at the 40, holding Jacobus to a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3 coming up for the Trojans. Game brought to you by Mount City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Step into Mount City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at mountcitybank.com. 2nd and 3, another shotgun look for Colin Jacobus as it's a low snap. Fakes to Saluka, and now a pass to the near side, and on the reception is number 34, Gavin Tamling, gets knocked out of bounds near the 30, and it will be 1st and 10 for North Crawford as the Trojans advance the ball to the 28-yard line. Gain of 12 on the play.
So far, North Crawford Trojans offensive line is doing their job and allowing their offense to really do whatever they want on offense here.
Quickly back to the line of scrimmage. Jacobus out of the shotgun, low snap again. Going to give inside to Blaha, and Blaha met by a flock of Cardinals at the line of scrimmage for a minimal gain. A great tackle there by Brady Nanke.
Blaha, the ball carrier, brought down by a group of Cardinals for the short gain.
It's going to be a gain of 2 on the play. It'll be second down and a long 8, short 9, depending on your perspective. 2 receivers out to the left side. Jacobus out of the shotgun. Takes Blaha, drops back to pass, fires to the far side, and the pass is telegraphed and picked off by the Cardinals as Ben Ford reads that one and comes away with a Lancaster Dental Fenimore Smiles turnover. And Highland now in business off the INT, and just exactly what the Highland defense wanted to do.
Well, I guess I spoke too early about the North Crawford Trojans offense being able to do whatever they wanted. Turn the ball over pretty early on their first drive. Now it's Highland's ball.
Highland gets the ball with 10:10 remaining in the first quarter off the Lancaster Dental and Fenimore Smiles turnover. That INT for Ben Ford is his 5th of the season, and now Jack Terrell will bring the Highland offense out to the field for the first time today. Shotgun look for the Cardinals. As Terrell will give inside to Brady Nanke, and Nanke has nowhere to go. He is met at the line of scrimmage by a gang of Trojans, and that Trojan defensive line, that's something that Coach Fredette was talking about in our pregame interview wide about how much of a nuisance Gavin Tamling is and how much he can disrupt everything on the defensive line.
Absolutely. He's a, big guy, and he's 7.5 sacks. You said he's meeting him at the line of scrimmage. You're going to go down with him at the line of scrimmage.
Loss of 2 on the play, brings up 2nd and 12 at the 25-yard line. Jack Terrell with the snap. It's high, but gives inside to Nanke, and Nanke runs into a group of defenders yet again. This time, Riley Bromlin, the first one there to make the hit, and falls forward to the 26-yard line. So a gain of 1, still 3rd and long coming up for Highland. And this is where the Cardinals have really struggled as of late with the change at quarterback. As we mentioned, Jack Terrell was a key wide receiver for this team before having to take over the quarterback responsibilities for Kanawasha, who had a shoulder injury in the latter part of the season. Ben Ford, the receiver, wide to the left side. And Jack Terrell with the snap. He's going to keep it, try to bounce it to the left side, and there is no room to go as Tamling there to make the tackle and wrestle him down. It's a gain of 1, maybe 2, depending on the spot, but still 4th and long coming up for the Cardinals. They'll punt it away.
Yep. Really no success for Highland Cardinals so far. Good defensive play and really can't do much on offense.
The listed punt returner for North Crawford is Cullen Jacobus, and set to punt it away for Highland is Coyer Zadrazil. Zadrazil with the snap, and the southpaw punter. This one hits it into the sky, and the wind brings it down to the 50-yard line, and Jacobus will bring it out to the Highland 49, and the officials will spot it back at the 50, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans at the midfield stripe. 8:14 to play in the first quarter. Trojans with their second possession on offense. They turn the ball over on an interception by Ben Ford 4 plays into their last possession. Game today brought to you by Community First Bank. Free in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com. Member FDIC. Trojans come to the line of scrimmage. 1 receiver to each side. Jacobus and Blaha in the backfield. Blaha to the right side of Jacobus. Jacobus with the snap. Going to give inside to Blaha. Blaha with some room on the near side. Across the 45 and down near the Highland 40-yard line. A nice run there by Blaha. And some great blocking up front by the Trojan offensive line. It's a gain of about 9 yards. It'll be 2nd and 1 coming up for North Crawford.
2nd and short for the Trojans.
Game also brought to you by the Highland State Bank of Highland and at highlandstatebank.net. 7:46 and counting in the first quarter in our 8-player playoff on X1071 of the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. 2nd and 1 for the Trojans as Jacobus out of the pistol.
Flag on the
Tried to pitch it back, but a Pink's penalty flag will back the Trojans up 5 on a false start. First Pink's penalty of the game here at North Crawford High School in Soldiers Grove. Our game today also brought to you by Mount City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use equity in your home to do the things you want. Step into Mount City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at mountcitybank.com. 2nd and 6 after the Pink's penalty, back at the 45-yard line. Jacobus with a snap, another give inside to Blaha. And Blaha with a delayed run, waiting for his blockers to get set, and found a hole right up the middle. Gets across the 40-yard line to about the 37. And it will be
Number 7,
a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down for the Trojans.
Yep, backed up by that penalty, and
First down, North Crawford.
Goes right back to that run up the middle, and a lot of success with it so far.
So right at the 37-yard line, Trojans quickly back to the line of scrimmage, one receiver to each side. Pistol look this time for Jacobus. Jacobus goes to the hard count. Someone from Highland jumped off sides, and a free 5 yards for the Trojans.
Offsides called on Highland.
So that'll put the football at the 31-yard line. So 1st and 5. As Jacobus will pitch it out. And the running back, with not a lot of room to go that time, as Landry Stuluka took it on the pitch on the right side.
Landry Stuluka, the ball carrier.
Looks like he might have lost a yard on the play.
Yep, number 16, I'm pretty sure it's number 16, Jack Terrell, able to get in the backfield pretty quickly and stop that play up short of line of scrimmage.
2nd and 5 is another carry for Blaha. Blaha tried to cut to the right side, now back up to the middle of the field, and it's down near the first down marker, and it looks like he has enough forward progress to move the sticks. A Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down for North Crawford, and they're quickly back to the line of scrimmage at the 25-yard line. And now another carry for Jacobus, and Jacobus with some juke moves across the 20-yard line, gets it to the 15.
Number 1, Colin Jacobus with the quarterback keeper. Brought
And
down
now,
by
for the first time today, the North Crawford
Edwardsville.
offense is in the Bitech green
North
zone to green
Crawford
away. Bitech
first
Resource
down.
Management of Monroe, and the Trojans quickly back to the line of scrimmage, going up tempo. Jacobus with a spin move and a give back to Landry Stuluka, and Stuluka just would not go down. It took a
Landry
flock of
Stuluka,
Cardinals
the
on the
ball
far side of the
carrier,
field to
brought
bring
down
him
at the
down
line
and
of
stop his
scrimmage.
momentum. And it'll be 2nd down and about 9 yards to go at the 19-yard line. Or the 14-yard line, I should say. Now rolling to his left is Jacobus. Jacobus with a nice juke move now, decides to take off across the 10. Sidestepping into the end zone for Northland Buildings. Touchdown. What a move. And what a play by Colin Jacobus for his 14th rushing touchdown of the year.
One person to beat with that dynamic quarterback in the backfield, and he's able to do what he wants and get in the end zone.
His 29th total touchdown on the year, 14th on the ground. 6-0 North Crawford on top with 5:34 left in the first quarter. Now the Trojans will line up for the 2-point conversion. Jacobus out of the pistol, fakes inside, now dropping back to pass, rolling to his right. Gonna heave it towards the back of the end zone, looking for Tamling, and Tamling can't pull it down. It'll fall incomplete. And the 2-point conversion is no good. 5:34 remaining in the first quarter.
Crawford 6, Highland
North
0.
Crawford 6, Highland nothing on our Grant Regional Health Center and People State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Tyler Dictanis and Wyatt Mulligan with you with the best seat in the house. And here's Furniture broadcast booth. And as we saw in the first drive, Highland able to come away with a pick, but unable to do anything with it. Had to punt it away. North Crawford gets excellent field position, and they capitalize, capping off an 8-play drive with a touchdown.
Yeah, I think besides that interception, this drive right here was exactly what the North Crawford Trojans were looking for. Highland was able to get the ball back and really wasn't able to do anything on offense, and gave North Crawford a chance to score, and they took it. Colin Jacobus really had no room to run, so he threw that teardrop 2-point conversion and it came up incomplete. So now up 6-0 Highland ball.
Landry Stuluka set to kick it away, and it's an end over and kick that will be fielded by the Cardinals at the 15-yard line, and running it back across the 25 and to the 30-yard line before being finally taken down. I believe Ben Ford was the listed returner, but it was going to be number 9, Trapper Hoffman, on the return for the Cardinals. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Highland, trailing 6-0 with 5:26 remaining in the first quarter.
Stuluka with a tackle. Highland will take over 1st and 10.
All spotted at the 31-yard line on the far side hash mark. Jack Terrell brings the offense to the line of scrimmage. Everyone tight at the line of scrimmage, one back in the backfield. That's Brady Nanke, and Nanke will get it on the carry and just surges forward and falls forward for a gain of about maybe 3. Gets it to the 34. Will be second and 7 coming up for the Cardinals.
For a short gain.
Game brought to you by TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Ginger and the gang a call. TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Second and 7 at the 34-yard line. Jack Terrell out of the pistol. Nanke with him in the backfield. And a give to Nanke again, trying to bounce it to the left side and gets a nice gain of about 3, maybe 4 on the play and sets up a much more manageable third down. And that's just what Highland wants to do. They want to be ahead of schedule a little bit and make sure that they're not in these long distance situations where you know that you have to pass with a quarterback that doesn't really have a ton of experience back there.
Yeah, and so far, well, they haven't had too much success with the run game, but I'm sure they'll get something started here.
Sets up 3rd and 4 for Highland at the 37-yard line. Far side hash mark once again. They have to get it across the 41 for Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down. Jack Terrell out of the pistol once again. Fakes inside to Nanke, and now Terrell taking off with it. And he's down near the first down marker, but there is a Pink's penalty flag that flew in
the ball carrier flag
from the defensive backfield. And we'll see what the call is here. Might be in the area of holding. It appears to be against Highland as the North Crawford coach is signaling to back him up.
Holding penalty called on Highland.
And it is a hold. It'll be a 10-yard Pink's penalty, and that is a key penalty for the Cardinals as they had an opportunity to get a first down and extend the drive, but now a 10-yard penalty backs them up to make it 3rd and 14. Football all the way back to the 32-yard line. Game brought to you by Community First Bank. For you in the communities where you live, work, and play, experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com. Member FDIC. One receiver to each side of the formation. Once again, Jack Terrell out of the pistol. Nanke lined up right behind him. Now Terrell fakes to Nanke, rolling to his right, trying to buy some time. Tosses over to the near side. Pass is caught at the 40-yard line, but knocked out of bounds immediately by 2 Trojans. On the reception is Collier Zadrazil. And
Jack Terrell's pass is complete.
Still about 3 yards shy of a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down, and now a big decision coming up for the Cardinals with 3:52 to go in the first quarter, trailing 6-0.
Well, I think if he went out of bounds where he caught it, he would have had the first down, but he got pushed back about 2 yards the second he made the catch by North Crawford Trojans defense.
And on 4th down, a hard count by Jack Terrell. Someone jumped off sides, and that will give a free first down to Highland. So a great job by Jack Terrell to get the defensive line for North Crawford to jump. A free Pink's penalty moves the football to the 45-yard line. A Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down for the Highland Cardinals.
Defense did a good job of holding Highland to 4th down, and fortunately made a mistake that cost them that. Now Highland gets a nice chance here to get back down the field.
5th play of this drive for the Cardinals. 3:09 and counting in the first quarter. Highland trailing 6-0. And a Pink's penalty flag before the snap. A false start by the Cardinals will back them up 5.
False start called on Highland. 5-yard penalty.
So the penalty's offset based on yardage, but the first down was what was key for Highland.
Well, I know you talked about not wanting to have these long yardages, but now Highland's right back 15 yards now to their first down.
Yeah, 1st and 15. The first down marker is at the 45-yard line in North Crawford territory. As Jack Terrell brings the offense to the line of scrimmage on 1st and 15. Terrell with the snap, fakes inside to Nanke, trying to bounce it to the right side, and he is twisted down in the backfield for a loss of yardage.
Landon Blaha and Colin Jacobus combined together for the sack.
Jacobus combining to make the tackle, and again, this is a swarming defense for the North Crawford Trojans. Just not a lot of room for anyone to run.
Nope, especially with Highland Cardinals losing their starting quarterback and having to put someone back there with not a lot of experience passing the ball. You can't expect them to be able to really produce on that side.
Football back to the 38-yard line makes it 2nd and 17 for Highland. One receiver wide to the right side. Everyone else bunched up at the line of scrimmage. As another give inside to Nanke. Nanke makes one defender miss, but can't escape another group as it was number 10, Sawyer Stoluka, to make the tackle that time on Nanke. And now 3rd and long coming up for Highland as we close in and under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Now 1:45 remaining.
3rd and long for Highland.
Until the end of quarter number 1. Game also brought to you by the Melby Funeral Home and Crematory of Platteville. They offer a history of caring and understand that each family is unique and will honor personal requests and traditions. Matt and Laura Melby of the Melby Funeral Home and Crematory of Platteville. 3rd and 16 for the Highland Cardinals. At their own 39-yard line. Again, they have to get to the North Crawford 45-yard line for a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down. Jack Terrell out of the pistol. Gives inside to Nanke, and Nanke gets to the 40, but not much room after that as the defensive line and linebackers converge to make the tackle. And it will be 4th and long for the Cardinals. They're likely to punt this one away again.
Number 23, Brady Nanke, the ball carrier.
Really not the start Highland Cardinals are looking for, especially with their offensive production. Good interception earlier in this quarter, but other than that, there's really no production from this team.
And this is a drive that began with 5:26 remaining in the first quarter, so a 5-minute drive. 6 total plays, but unable to do much with it as Zadrazil gets this punt away and it angles out of bounds on the North Crawford sideline, and the official says it went out of bounds at the North Crawford 47-yard line.
North Crawford will take over at the 47-yard line, 1st and 10.
So the Trojans take over with 29 seconds left in the first quarter, leading 6-0 on our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on X1071 of the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Level 1 playoff in 8-player football as the Trojans with a 6-0 lead and have the ball for the 3rd time today as another give inside to Landry Stoluka, and Stoluka with some room up the middle, gets it across the 50 to the 40-yard line. And they say he's down at the 41-yard line in Highland territory and back to the line of scrimmage quickly with 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Jacobus fakes inside, now trying to look for some room. Cuts to the left side, lost the football, but it'll stay with the Trojans, and it's recovered at the 35-yard line. After a gain of 6 on the play, and that is the final play
This concludes the first quarter.
of the first quarter. Through 1, North Crawford 6, Highland nothing. Second quarter coming up next on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 4.
Are high bank fees draining your wallet? It's time for a change.
At People's State Bank, they believe in low fees that put you first.
Tired of being charged for using your debit card, sneaky paper statement fees, or monthly maintenance fees?
With People's State Bank's People's Checking Account, those fees are a thing of the past.
Worried about ATM fees?
At People's State Bank, they reimburse you for up to 3 ATM. They work hard to keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket.
Make the switch to People's State Bank today. Visit a branch near you or peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC.
Are you looking for a new and exciting career? This is Jen Casper with Queen Bee Radio. We're currently hiring for people to join our radio and digital sales team. Queen Bee, a fun and family-oriented work environment with unlimited growth opportunities. Life's too short to work where you're not having fun. Give me a call today at 608-349-2045, and I can tell you firsthand how my career in radio sales has been incredibly rewarding. Go to our social media pages or our websites and click on the career link for details on this radio and digital sales opportunity and to apply.
In Game 4.
First play of the second quarter, Jacobus fires a pass down the near sideline. It will fall incomplete, and a Pink's penalty flag in the backfield, and it's a hold against the Trojans, which will make it 3rd and 15. I beg your pardon, 2nd and 15 after the Pink's penalty flag. 6-0 our score. North Crawford on top of Highland on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Tyler Tanis and Wyatt Mulligan with you with the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Football brought back to the 46-yard line after the penalty. Third drive of the game for the North Crawford offense. They turned it over on their first drive. Ben Ford able to intercept the pass, and then Cullen Jacobus scored on a 14-yard touchdown run on their second possession. 2nd and 15 here. Jacobus with a low snap. Now looking for some room on the left side. Has some room across the 40, along the sideline, and knocked out of bounds near the 30. And we'll see where he stepped out, but that is close to the first down marker. And they say he stepped out near the 34-yard line, making it 3rd and 3 coming up for the Trojans.
3rd and 3 for the Trojans.
Not very early into the first half, and not a very clean game by either side of the ball. A lot of penalties so far.
Penalties have disrupted momentum for both teams. But the Trojans looking like they might be able to overcome this one here on 3rd and 3. Jacobus with a snap. Lost the ball and now picks it up. Decides to take off. Made one defender miss, and see Jack Terrell trying to rip the ball out, and I believe Highland able to get the strip and the recovery. We could tell Jack Terrell was trying to rip the ball out, and the ball hit the turf, and the Cardinals come up with the Lancaster Dental and Fenimore Smiles turnover, and now the Cardinals in business at their own 30-yard line.
Not a lot of control over the ball. Last play of the first quarter, he fumbled it, got the ball back, and seems to fumble there again and doesn't recover at that time.
11:33 remaining in the second quarter. Highland trailing 6-0, but they've come away with their second turnover on the defensive side. Now see if the offense can put something together. Jack Terrell brings the offense to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers out to the left. Yankee now lined up to the right side of Terrell. Terrell dropping back to pass. Pressure coming, and he is hit big time for a Subs.com sack. He lost the ball, and do the Trojans come up with it? Trojans say they have the football, and they do.
Jack Terrell sacked and fumbles. North Crawford will take
So
over
a sack
1st
fumble
and 10.
turns the ball over for the Cardinals, and now the Trojans take over once again with 11:21 left in the second quarter.
Looks like he got hit by 3 Trojan defensive players just as he was about to throw the ball and wasn't able to come up with it at the bottom of the pile.
1st and 10 for North Crawford at the 20-yard line inside the Bitech green zone, and a carry out to the 14-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play. Landon Blaha on the carry that time. Nice gain of 6 for Blaha.
Gain of 6 on the play. 2nd down, Trojans.
Trojans back to the line of scrimmage on 2nd and 5. They move the football back to the 15-yard line. A spin move by Jacobus and a give inside to Landry Steluka. And Steluka moves forward towards the 10-yard line, just short of the 10 to about the 11. So a gain of 4 on the play. Sets up 3rd and about 1, maybe 2. Third and short, and another give inside to Blaha, and Blaha makes one defender miss, still on his feet across the 10, has enough for Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty. First down, 1st and goal for North Crawford, leading 6-0, closing in on 10 minutes to play in the second quarter.
1st down, Trojans.
Football today brought to you by Northland Buildings. For quality Northland building built tough for the Northland, contact Joe Ryder, your local expert in quality Northland post-frame buildings. And by Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, powering our audio stream. And Weber Toyota when you are ready. And a give inside to Blaha, and Blaha twisting his way forward, gets down near the goal line. He'll be about half a yard shy of crossing the plane and adding 6 to the scoreboard. It'll be 2nd and goal, and the Trojans quickly back to the line. Jacobus with the snap. Reads the defense, dives forward, crosses the goal line for Northland Buildings. Touchdown.
Cullen Jacobus, the ball carrier, runs it in.
Cullen Jacobus with his second rushing touchdown of the game, his 30th touchdown overall on the campaign in 2025. 12-0. Trojans on top of the Cardinals with 9:40 to play in the second quarter.
Cullen Jacobus, pretty dynamic, almost equal on both sides of the ball, passing and rushing. 806 passing yards, 792 rushing yards, 15 touchdowns for both sides.
Now a point after touchdown as Landry Steluka set to try and kick this one through the uprights. He's 5 of 9 on PAT attempts on the season. And the kick is up and through the uprights and good. So Northland Buildings touchdown by Colin Jacobus and a point Flush Sportsman's Club extra point by Landry Steluka makes the score 13-0. North Crawford on top of Highland. 9:40 to play in the second quarter. Back after this on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 5.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
In Game 5.
Highland received the ensuing kickoff and brought the ball out to their own 31-yard line on the near side hash mark. Cardinals trailing 13-0 to the North Crawford Trojans in our WIAA 8-player Level 1 playoff on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Jack Terrell out of the pistol on 1st and 10 and going to try and bounce it to the right side, but he is cut down at the knees right away. Great tackle there.
Ball carrier brought down by number 2, Landry Steluka.
By Landry Steluka. Coming in on that far side, just chopped him down at the knees. Loss of yardage as it is back on the other side of the 30 to the 27-yard line. Loss of 5 on the play.
Loss of 5 on the play.
Right back to where we left off. Fenimore is not having a lot of success with their run game, and it's kind of proven here, especially with the effectiveness of this North Crawford defense.
Cardinals back at the line of scrimmage on 2nd and 15 after the loss of 5 on the play at the 27. Gerald gives inside to Nanke. Nanke looking for room, but again, a swarm of tacklers as Tamling makes the stop again for North Crawford, and now 3rd and long coming up for Highland once again. Trailing 13-0, 8:40 and counting left in the second quarter. Game today brought to you by Herms's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Herms's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Herms's for the perfect paint for your next project. Herms's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Also by Clear Bank with their 8 convenient locations in Southwest Wisconsin. Proud to support our community events. Clear Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. 3rd and 17 at the 25-yard line. Cardinals have to get it across the 40-yard line for Sullivan next year's Big Iron Realty first down, and they just give inside to Nanke, and Nanke gets it to the 25-yard line for maybe a gain of 1. Not a lot of room to go once again, and the Cardinals set to punt it away as it's 4th and long, under 8 minutes to play in the second quarter. Just not a lot of room for the Cardinals to run at all here this afternoon. The North Crawford defense has not allowed a point in the first half of any game this season except for the game against Belmont, as Jacobus fields the punt at the 45-yard line, and Jacobus gets it across the 50, tosses backwards, and Sawyer Steluka able to bring it out of bounds at the Highland 36-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans, leading 13-0, 7:27 left in quarter number 2.
1st and 10.
Well, I can imagine North Crawford Trojans are having a lot of fun out there with a couple backward passes like that.
That was a great read there by Jacobus to see the defender coming, knew that a teammate was coming nearby, and also a great reaction there by Steluka to haul in the ball and not let it fall forward, as North Crawford has turned the ball over twice in this game. But Jacobus brings the offense to the line. 1 receiver to each side. Jacobus out of the shotgun. Receiver from the far side goes in motion, and a toss play to Blaha. Blaha makes a nice cut, brings it upfield across the 30, now across the 20, angling towards the pylon, across the 10, to the end zone. Touchdown, North Crawford.
Number 7, Landon
A
Blaha
Northland Buildings
runs in for a
touchdown
North Crawford
for Landon
touchdown.
Blaha, 36 yards out. That is Landon Blaha's 13th rushing touchdown of the year. 19-0. North Crawford on top of Highland, 7:15 left in quarter number 2.
Yep, all game, Blaha's been able to really do whatever he wants in the backfield, and it's kind of proven himself right now. Scoring his first touchdown of the game. Excited to see what he'll do for the rest of the game.
And another PAT attempt for Landry Stoluka, and his kick, it's low, but it's through the uprights and good. So a point flush extra point extends the North Crawford lead 20-0 with 7:15 left.
The score is
in quarter number 2 on our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Our game today also sponsored by Russell Offices, here to assist as your local legal representation. Call for consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin. Russell Law Offices. And by Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialists, the pros at Brian's gets the job done right. For unexpected dings or major repair projects, head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster. Also by McNett Electric in Belmont, they can assist with all of your electrical needs. Chip and his crew at McNett Electric are on call and ready to help you with your agricultural, business, and commercial needs. McNett Electric in Belmont. Sawyer Stoluka has the ball teed up for the Trojans. And the kick is a liner that will be fielded at the 15-yard line as Ben Ford looking for some room, but he gets cut down at the 25-yard line, fell forward to the 30. But the Cardinals will set up shop at their own 30-yard line with 7:07 left in the second quarter, trailing 20-0.
We'll take over 1st and 10.
We had a 6-0 score at the end of the first quarter, and then 2 essentially back-to-back touchdowns for North Crawford. 2 extra points as well. Now Jack Terrell at the line of scrimmage. One receiver out to the left side. That's Ben Ford. Terrell with the snap. Gets inside to Nanke, and Nanke nowhere to go. And a big-time tackle there by number 69, Connor Durst, using his body to get through the line and hit Nanke in the backfield. A loss of 1 on the play.
Down by Emmett Pastorino.
Game also brought to you by Breckler Insurance Group. For all of your insurance needs, see Steve Landusky at Breckler Insurance in Fenimore. Breckler Insurance, serving Southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years.
You know, like you talk about, North Crawford's got two turnovers so far, and based on this defensive effectiveness, you wouldn't think so.
And a timeout on the field taken by Highland, their first timeout of this first half. Stops the clock with 6:20 left in the first half, 20-0, North Crawford on top. That'll give us a chance to tell you that our game is brought to you by WCC Brands Custom Apparel in Kieler and at WCC-brands.com. The Highland State Bank of Highland and at highlandstatebank.net, and by Cole Acres Golf and Grill in Cuba City and at coleacresgolfandgrill.com. Our first down is brought to you by Sullivan Auctioneers of Big Iron Realty. If you have livestock, farmland, or buildings to sell, call Daryl Krapp. Visit bigiron.com to learn more. Rosemeyer Wealth Management will design a plan specific to your retirement goals. The experts at Rosemeyer Management will answer all your questions, even if you don't know what questions to ask. Check out their website at rosemeyermg.com. Les Mack Automotive in Lancaster, whether it's Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Ford, you can count on over 50 years of trusted hometown service because at Les Mack, you always get more from Les. 20-0 the score here at North Crawford High School in Soldiers Grove. Cardinals with the football, 2nd and 12 at their own 29-yard line. Jack Terrell with the snap. Gives inside to Nanke. Nanke spins away from one defender but can't escape another, and he gets it back to the original line of scrimmage across the 30 And forward progress to the 32-yard line.
Down by number 34, Gavin Tamling.
Tamling on the tackle once again. Third and about 9 to go for the Cardinals. We are at the 6-minute mark until halftime.
Nicky averages 10 yards per carry, and based on this game, you wouldn't think so. He's almost gotten really nothing started, especially the whole Highland offense. Nothing started so far.
Speaks volumes about the North Crawford defense. Pressure coming on third down and a pass downfield. Ball is high pointed and intercepted by North Crawford. And on the interception is number 3, Damian McCormick, pulling it down at the 45-yard line. And a Lancaster Dental and Fenimore Smiles turnover for the Cardinals puts the North Crawford offense in business once again at their own 45-yard line.
That is number 3, Damian McCormick's 4th interception on the season.
.534 remaining until halftime. 1st and 10 for the Trojans, leading 20-0. Trying to pad this lead. 2 receivers wide to the right side. Jacobus out of the shotgun, and North Crawford wants to spend a timeout. It's their first timeout of the first half. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining in this first half. 5:34 left until the halftime break. Our game brought to you by TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Jim Drury and the gang a call at TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Point and Flush Sportsman's Club, their guided upland bird and waterfowl hunts with friends and family will create memories that'll last forever. Make your best shot with Point and Flush Sportsman's Club in Potosi. Carver's Hardwood Flooring. For hardwood flooring, stair installation, or refinishing needs, call Ryan Carver, the only National Wood Flooring Association certified installer, sander, and finisher in the tri-state area. Carver's Hardwood Flooring in Benton. 5:34 remaining in the second quarter. 20-0. North Crawford on top of Highland. Out of the North Crawford timeout, it is 1st and 10 for the Trojans at their own 45-yard line. It's a low snap for Jacobus. Drops back to pass. He's going to heave one downfield looking for Sawyer Steluka, and the pass is just over his head. Incomplete. Giving chase was Jack Terrell. But Sawyer Steluka had a step on Terrell, but the pass just over his head. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Trojans.
Especially with this lead, I'm sure the Trojans are going to start looking downfield more now. And, well, they showcased that first play they get the ball. And unfortunately, it goes over their receiver's head.
Ball at the 45-yard line, far side hash mark. 3 receivers on the field, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. I believe that's Blaha in the backfield with Jacobus. Low snap and a toss to the near side, and on the reception is Landry Steluka, and gets it across the 50 to the Highland 49-yard line. Gain of about 6 yards on the play, sets up 3rd and 4 for the Trojans. 5:18 and counting in the second quarter. North Crawford up 20-0.
North Crawford.
Highland looking for a defensive stop to keep this deficit at 3 scores and try and get on the scoreboard before halftime, but that's a task that only Belmont can say that they've accomplished this year. In a timeout on the field for a brief moment, and now the white hat gives the signal to wind the clock. 3rd and 4 for North Crawford. Jacobus out of the shotgun. Blaha with him in the backfield. Pressure coming and a toss over the middle. It's caught by Blaha at the Highland 45-yard line. Blaha takes off across the 35 and tackled down at the 30 by Jack Terrell. And a Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down for North Crawford. Off that little screenplay as Blaha took some heat, but able to get the pass off, and Blaha makes a bobbling catch for the first down.
Yep, well, just like you said, that offensive line did a good job of getting to that secondary part of the defense, and that allowed them to get the first down. Great little screenplay by the North Crawford Trojans.
North Crawford comes to the line of scrimmage, 4:20 remaining and counting in the second quarter. Jacobus out of the pistol. Low snap and a toss play to Steluka. And Steluka with some room on the far side of the field. He takes off along the sideline, diving towards the pylon. He is in for a Northland Buildings touchdown.
Flag on the play.
Landry Steluka with a touchdown run, but there is a Pinks penalty flag on the Highland sideline, and it is a hold against the Trojans, so take the points off the board.
Holding penalty called on North Crawford.
Wipes out what would have been a 31-yard touchdown run for Steluka.
Not the first big play that's been drawn back due to a penalty. This happened to Highland a little bit earlier in the game. Let's see if North Crawford Trojans can do something with it.
Trojans will repeat first down, 1st and 20.
1st and 20 at the 41-yard line now after the Pinks penalty flag. And another whistle. And now there's an offsides penalty on Highland.
Offsides penalty called on Highland.
So a free 5 yards for North Crawford after they lost 10 on the last play. So that puts the football at the 36-yard line. Trojans back to the line. So 1st and 15 at the 36, far side hash mark. It's a low snap. Jacobus taking off to the left side, angling towards the sideline, gets knocked out of bounds, and another flag thrown in from the secondary as the Pinks penalty flags in abundance here in the second quarter.
Well, I would have to say it's only in the second quarter. I think this has been an abundance of flags all game, both sides of the ball.
Face mask penalty called on the Highland defense.
So a face mask penalty on Highland. I believe it was just the 5-yard variety. As the football is now at the 27-yard line. So 3 straight Pinks penalties. And a quick pass on first down, and the ball carrier gets across the 25 to about the 24-yard line on the reception. That time, Landry Steluka. And it is a gain of about 6 yards on the play. 2nd and 4 coming up for North Crawford at the Highland 24-yard line. This is officially play number 6 of this drive. 3:27 and counting in the second quarter. Whistle blows again, and a flag from the Highland side of the field. And offsides against North Crawford.
Penalty called on North Crawford.
I believe it was Damian McCormick that was lined up off sides of the ball at the line of scrimmage, and that moved the ball back 5.
Is that the 3rd or the 4th penalty just this drive? Might be the 3rd penalty back to back as well.
Yeah, we had 3 in a row. We had to play and then another penalty on top of that. So 4 penalties in the last 5 plays.
Jeez.
Snap down low and a give inside to Blaha. Blaha across the 30-yard line and tackled at the 26. Yeah, I lost the official tally on penalties and penalty yardage on this game. I don't think my ink would last that long if we kept tracking all of that. But 2:45 and counting in the second quarter, 20-0. North Crawford on top of Highland. The Trojans trying to add another score before the halftime break. Jacobus out of the pistol once again. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Jacobus dropping back to pass. Going to fire pass down to the near sideline and out of the hands of Landry Steluka. Sprinting downfield, incomplete. A little too much zip on that one, and it will be 4th down and 6 for North Crawford at the Highland 27-yard line.
Well, not too long ago, they went back to the passing game with Jacobus, and it was just a little bit too high, and it went back to it just that play, and it was a little bit too high again. Unfortunately, it went off the tip of his hands, and 4th down.
4 down territory for the Trojans. They're going to line up to go for it. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Jacobus dropping back to pass again. Pressure coming, rolls to his right, heaves it downfield, jump ball in the end zone, and the pass is incomplete. Jack Terrell on the coverage. And a turnover on downs for the Trojans, so Highland will take over.
Bender falls incomplete. Jack Terrell on the coverage. It's a turnover
As I
on
believe
downs. Highland
the
will
intended
take over,
receiver
1st and 10.
was Zach Bender. And now Highland with an opportunity to do something on offense with 2:21 left until halftime, trailing 20-0. But they have the ball at their own 27-yard line. Game brought to you by Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware. Do it best. See Rob Krantz and the crew for full-service repair on cars and light trucks, too. Krantz Auto Parts and Krantz Hardware. Do it best in Fenimore. 1st and 10 for Highland at their own 27-yard line. 2:21 remaining. Trailing by 20, trying to find something offensively. Jack Terrell out of the pistol. It's a high snap and a give inside to Nanke. Nanke gets past the line, tried to move to the right side, but not a lot of room to go.
Number 23, Brady Nanke, the ball carrier,
And
brought
another
down by
big
Sawyer
tackle
Stuluka
by Sawyer Stuluka.
and Riley Bromland.
And it'll be 2nd and 9 as we close in on 2 minutes to play until halftime.
2nd
Well,
and 9,
Highland gets the ball late in the second quarter and goes back to that run game that really they haven't had any efficiency or success with. And I think that's what's really affecting them so late in the game. In the half, I mean.
Goes again at 1 on the last play, 2nd and 9 at the 28-yard line. And Terrell going to heave a pass down the middle, and a jump ball pass knocked down and incomplete. Great reaction there by Landon Blaha to knock that ball away.
Pass intended for number 56, Tanner Degenhardt falls
Pass intended for
incomplete.
Tanner Degenhardt.
39
Is
Highland.
you'll see that occasionally in A-player football, some unique numbers sprinting down the field. You don't normally see a number 56 trying to get wide open in the middle of the field, but Degenhardt unable to pull that one down thanks to Blaha knocking it away. And now it's 3rd and 9 with 1:36 left in the first half. North Crawford leading 20-0. Cardinals out to the line of scrimmage. Ben Ford, the receiver, out wide to the left side. Jack Terrell out of the pistol. Nanke to his left. Terrell dropping back to pass. Dumps it off to the near side, and the pass is incomplete. Pass just short of number 6, Coyer Zadrazil.
For number 6, Coyer
And
Zadrazil.
90
falls
seconds
incomplete.
left.
4th and 9.
4th
Highland.
and 9 coming up for the Cardinals, and it looks like the Cardinals will line up to punt this one away.
Not much luck passing it, not much luck running it. I'm curious to see what Highland Cardinals are going to do to begin the receive the ball at the beginning of the second half.
4th and 9, Zadrazil gets the punt away, and Jacobus will field it at the 41-yard line. Going to throw it across the field to Sawyer Stuluka, and Stuluka taking off along the sideline across the 40 and gets knocked down near the 35-yard line. Great return there by Stuluka, courtesy of the pass, the backwards lateral by Jacobus, and now North Crawford with another opportunity to get on the scoreboard, the 1:16 remaining in the first half. Football spotted at the 34-yard line. Our game today brought to you by Millie's Diner in Dickeyville, where everything is homemade. Open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Check out their menu and daily specials on Facebook. Jacobus out of the pistol, fakes inside, and a toss over to the far side, caught by Tamling at the 30-yard line, still on his feet, trying to break away from defenders, and now the ball's on the turf, and it is recovered by North Crawford. Tried to extend the play as much as he could, but it nearly cost them. Thankfully, North Crawford able to fall on it. Now the Trojans will spend their second timeout here with 1:02 remaining in the first half. Still 20-0. Trojans on top, but second down coming up for North Crawford.
Well, it looks like they're getting too happy with that backwards lateral and almost cost them their drive right there. Lateral is not something you see much. We've already seen 2 today.
Yeah, a few different ways for North Crawford to get the ball to different playmakers, sometimes in the middle of the play. Game today brought to you by Sloan Implement, your official John Deere dealer in Bloomington, Cuba City, Montford, and at sloans.com. Bouse Electric, call Brad Adrian and Josh Busher at Bouse Electric, Lancaster, and Fenimore. Lancaster Dental and Fenimore Smiles. Get the smile you want and the health you deserve. Learn more at lancdent.com. And by Subs.com, fuel your fitness journey with a wide selection of products from a locally owned company. Visit their Fenimore, Dubuque, and Platteville locations and at Subs.com. Coming out of the Trojans timeout with 1:02 remaining. 2nd and 8 with the ball at the 33-yard line. Jacobus fakes inside, now dumps it off to the far side. Pass is caught by number 52 by Riley Bromland. Brings it out to the 25-yard line or so, the 26 we'll call it.
Number 52, North Crawford Trojans tight end. Staying 6'3", weighing 263 pounds, not easy to take down.
And Jacobus with the direct snap at the quarterback position, sprints up the field, gets it across the 20-yard line into the Bitech green zone, and the clock is stopped with 51.3 seconds showing on the clock.
Number 1, Colin Jacobus with the quarterback keeper. Runs it for North Crawford.
Trojans quickly up to the line of scrimmage at the 19-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play. 1st and 10. Jacobus dropping back to pass, buying time, now rolling right. Looking to pass, going to heave one over the middle, looking for Blaha, and it's caught in the back of the end zone for Northland Buildings. Touchdown.
North Crawford touchdown.
Colin Jacobus finding Landon Blaha in the back of the end zone for a touchdown reception, 26-0. North Crawford on top of Highland with 37 seconds left until halftime.
A couple of hiccups with the passing game, turned the ball over, and fortunately for the North Crawford Trojans offense, finally gets a pass completed and it ends up with a touchdown.
19-yard touchdown reception and now an extra point attempt. And the kick is up, and it is no good. Wide left. Landry Saluka unable to convert on that point and flush extra point attempt. So score remains 26-0. North Crawford on top of Highland with 37 seconds left until halftime. People's State Bank for personal home, business and ag loans. Visit one of their area convenient locations or visit peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC. Binks Automotive in Lancaster, Goodney's Garage in Platteville have certified technicians, equipment, and experience to keep your vehicle in top running condition. And by Gary's Pest Control in Dickeyville. Gary's Pest Control salutes our local athletes to Gary's Pest Control with over 40 years of professional, friendly service. Coming up at halftime, we'll have the McNett Electric halftime report. We'll check in on the game going on in Belmont as the Braves taking on DeSoto in that level 1 playoff in 8-player action. That one over on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. But still 37 seconds left until halftime here. Sawyer Staluka lining up to kick this one away, and it's a ground squib kick that's fielded at the 31-yard line and brought out to the 40. And it will be 1st and 10 for Highland at their own 39-yard line. Tanner Degenhardt on the return for the Cardinals.
1st and 10, North Crawford, Highland.
It was 6-0 at the end of the first quarter, but 3 touchdowns in the second quarter for the Trojans have extended the lead to 26-0. And the Cardinals, once again, trying to find something offensively and have some momentum going into the second half. Highland will receive the second half kickoff as well. As Jack Terrell has the offense at the line, one receiver to each side of the formation, pistol look. And Terrell gives inside to Nanke, but Nanke is met in the backfield by Landry Staluka.
Number 23, Brady Nanke, the ball carrier, brought down by Gavin Tambling and Landry Staluka.
Well,
Second
seems
down,
like
Highland.
North Crawford Trojans defensive secondary linebackers have basically lived in the backfield all game. Really no success for Highland's offense, neither passing nor rushing.
And Highland not in any sense of urgency to get to the line of scrimmage and run one more play, so that will be the final play of the second quarter. Through one half of play, North Crawford 26, Highland nothing. Coming up next, the McNett Electric halftime report, our Millie's Diner halftime fix, and our shoebox scoreboard update. All straight ahead right here on X1071, WPVL FM Platteville, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Halftime, 3 minutes.
Life can get busy. Work, family, endless to-do lists. But don't let your health take a backseat. A mammogram is an important screening that only takes a few minutes, and it could be a step toward peace of mind for you and your loved ones. Whether it's your first or your annual visit, Grant Regional makes it quick, easy, and it's one thing you can check off your list. Make your health a priority. Schedule your mammogram today, accepting medical associates, dean, and quartz insurance to name a few. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
Hi, this is Doug Dolter with Dubuque Mattress. Mattresses are not something that you should have to unbox and set up yourself. Frankly, they're cumbersome. That's why at Dubuque Mattress, we deliver, set up, and get rid of the old mattress for you. And it's not just for people in Dubuque. We deliver just about anywhere. Chicago, Des Moines, Minneapolis, Kansas City, or anywhere in between. So, when it's time for you to get a new mattress, let Dubuque Mattress take care of all of it for you. Dubuque Mattress, for the rest of your life.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time.
I'm here with Kyle Wiskus from Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque. Kyle, it seems like hybrids are dominating the roads, but there aren't many charging locations in Dubuque.
Agreed. Luckily, Toyota hybrids don't require plug-in charging. The Toyota hybrid system is built to charge while the vehicle is being driven, so there's no need for plug-in charging.
What about the battery life? Should people be worried about its longevity?
Not at all. Toyota has sold over 5 million hybrids in the last 25 years. Plus, their battery warranty covers you for 10 years or 150,000 miles.
How does regular maintenance on a hybrid compare to a gas model?
Toyota hybrid vehicles require the same maintenance as gas-powered models, and oftentimes even less. For example, the hybrid model's regenerative braking charges the battery even while slowing down the vehicle, increasing the life of the vehicle's brake pads.
Wow, it seems like there are a lot of benefits in choosing a hybrid Toyota. Visit Anderson Weber in Dubuque to learn more and take a test drive today.
Craving something sweet? Step into the flavor of a good old-fashioned bake sale, Quick Trip style. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our premium donuts. Now just $2.99 for a 3-pack. Choose from Quick Trip's fluffy long johns, rich Persians, classic Bismarcks, or ring donuts. So delicious, just like the ones at your hometown bake sale. Quick Trip's premium donuts. Now only $2.99. For a 3, a sweet deal, delicious to pass up. So treat yourself.
Frightful fun awaits at the National Mississippi River Museum and Aquarium. It's time to get in the spooky spirit to celebrate Halloween. At the Christmas, creepy critters, live music, and of course, Halloween candy from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. All activities are included. General admission. Come dressed in your costume if you dare. Mad Scientist Fun Day is supported by McGrath Automotive Family and Midwest One.
Halftime, 3 minutes.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Our halftime score, 26-0 North Crawford on top of the Highland Cardinals in our WIAA 8-player Level 1 playoff. Tyler Dictanis and Wyatt Mulligan with you with the best seat in the house at Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. Recapping what we saw here in the first half, an outstanding dominant performance by the North Crawford Trojans. North Crawford began the game with the football, but turned it over as Ben Ford able to come away with an interception on the fourth play of the game. Highland would then punt it away after going 3 and out on their first possession. North Crawford would then get on the board for the first time on a Colin Jacobus 14-yard touchdown run that capped off an 8-play drive. The 2-point conversion was no good. That was our score after the first quarter, 6-0. And then the Trojans would score 3 touchdowns in the second half. A Colin Jacobus 1-yard touchdown run, a 36-yard Landon Blaha touchdown run, and then Colin Jacobus finding Blaha for a touchdown reception in the back of the end zone to extend the lead 26-0. As not only has the offense been able to put the points up against the Highland Cardinals, but the North Crawford defense, once again, Wyatt showing exactly why. They're one of the top teams in the state of Wisconsin in 8-player football.
Yeah, Highland talked about wanting to play, needing to adjust their new roles due to the injuries, and I don't think so far they're doing a very good job of it. Passing nor rushing, not being able to get really anything going, especially playing against such a tough team like the North Crawford Trojans. And the Trojans talked about having to block some of their, I know none of their games have really been close beforehand, but they've had some issues with their front line not blocking. That doesn't allow their offense to really do what they need to do. But so far, I think The offensive line is doing a great job of doing their job tonight, and that has led to a lot of success with dynamic plays of being able to do whatever they want, whether it's rushing or passing. A lot of success on both sides of the ball.
Now let's talk about the Millie's Diner halftime fix, brought to you by Millie's Diner in Dickeyville. Stop in and see what they're fixing for you. I think for Highland, it's just finding something offensively to get going right. They've tried to run the ball with Nanke and the defensive line and linebackers for North Crawford just swarming to the football. Not a lot of room for them to run. And even when Jack Terrell's able to buy time to pass, the receivers aren't getting open, so blanket coverage by the defensive secondary. So if you've got something in your back pocket, you've got to start bringing it out now to jumpstart this offense for the Highland Cardinals. And for the North Crawford Trojans, outside of the Pinks penalties that we've seen an abundance of here in this first half, those 2 turnovers that they had, obviously some things that they want to clean up, but, not a whole ton to complain about if you're on the North Crawford side of things.
No, really, there's nothing to complain about. Like you said, they need to limit these penalties and really just want to clean up. But other than that, they're really effective on doing whatever they want and being able to control the ball really well. Highland's got a little bit more to fix. They're still committing a lot of penalties, and their offensive line isn't doing what they need, and they're not getting holes open. When they do get the chance to pass, their receivers aren't able to do their job, and it's a tough game for Highland playing against such a tough team like the Trojans.
Yeah, the winner of this game will take on the winner of number 3 seeded Tri-County and number 6 seeded Hurley in the top half of this bracket. In the bottom half of the bracket, another game involving Ridge and Valley Conference teams in action over on Super Hits 106 in the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Belmont taking on DeSoto. And in the second quarter, DeSoto was leading Belmont 18-12 with 9:03 remaining in that second quarter. And also on our shoebox scoreboard, UW Platteville leading UW La Crosse 14-7 at the end of the first quarter. That's on our shoebox scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox and Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Our game today brought to you by Mound City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Step into Mound City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at MoundCityBank.com. And by Southwest Health, with over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. West End Salvage of Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Cranston, the West End Salvage team for recycling as well as construction and demolition waste too. West End Salvage of Lancaster. And by Laley Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist, Jordan Wilson, at Laley Center Monroe. We'll take another timeout and we'll come back with more on our Magneto Electric Halftime Report on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 6.
Attention business owners. Are you tired of monthly fees eating into your profits? Look no further than People State Bank. People State Bank's business checking account has no monthly service charge. Yes, you heard that right. 0 monthly service charges. But that's not all. Enjoy free ATM and debit cards, free online and mobile banking, and free bill pay services. With People State Bank, managing your business finances has never been easier or more affordable. Stop wasting your hard-earned money on unnecessary fees. Switch to People State Bank today and take care of your business finances. People State Bank, member FDIC.
Every business needs strong managers, whether it's a family farm, a local bank, a school district, or a Fortune 500 company. A business management degree from Southwest Tech prepares you to lead in almost any industry. Visit swtc.edu to apply. Start in January, study online, and graduate ready to make an impact in your career and your community. Southwest Tech, education as unique as you.
In Game 6.
Halftime at North Crawford High School in Soldiers Grove. North Crawford leads Highland 26-0 at the half. Tyler Dutanis and Wyatt Mulligan with you on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Our football game today brought to you by Community First Bank. For you in the communities where you live, work, and play, experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. And by TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville, beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Jim Drury and the gang a call. TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. The Melby Funeral Home and Crematory of Platteville offers a history of caring and understands that each family is unique and will honor personal requests and traditions. Matt and Laura Melby at Melby Funeral Home and Crematory in Platteville. Northland Buildings, for a quality Northland building built tough for the Northland. Contact Joe Ryder, your local expert in quality Northland post-frame buildings. By Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque, when you are ready. Clare Bank, with their 8 convenient locations in southwest Wisconsin, proud to support our community events. Clare Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC, and an equal housing lender. Herms's Ace Hardware at Home Center in Bloomington and Herms's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main in Platteville. See Herms's for the perfect paint for your next project. Herms's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Also by Russell Offices, here to assist as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving southern Wisconsin, Russell Law Offices. Brian's Auto Body and Paint Specialist. Suppose that Brian's gets the job done right. For unexpected dings or major repair projects, head to Brian's Auto Body and Paint in Lancaster. McNutt Electric in Belmont, sponsoring our halftime report. They can assist with all of your electrical needs. Chip and his crew at McNutt Electric are on call and ready to help you with your agricultural, business, and commercial needs. McNutt Electric in Belmont. Breckler Insurance Group, for all of your insurance needs. See Steve Landusky at Breckler Insurance in Fenimore. Breckler Insurance, serving southwest Wisconsin for over 95 years. WCC Brands Custom Apparel and Kieler in at wcc-brands.com. And Cole Acres Bar and Grill in Cuba City and at Cole Acres Golf and Grill.com. Just a few moments before we get to the second half kickoff, we'll wrap up our McNutt Electric halftime report after this on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 7.
Turpin Dodge salutes Brooke Dittmer, Director of Critical Care and Cardiac Services at Mercy One Dubuque. Turpin will honor Brooke with a donation to the Mercy One Dubuque Foundation in her honor. Visit TurpinDodge.com to nominate an area nurse. Thank you, Brooke. From Turpin Dodge in Dubuque.
Hi, this is Steve Schmidt, owner of the Shoebox in downtown Black Earth. We have thousands of pairs of shoes in stock, no waiting. So stop in anytime, specializing in size, selection, and fit. We will save you money. P.S. We measure both feet. Stop into the Shoebox, the largest shoe store at the north end of Black Earth.
Hello, Amy here from Cuba City Family Dental. Part of our dedication to excellence in the dental services we offer are same-day crowns. Instead of return visits to our office, we can diagnose and fix your tooth in one day at any of our 3 convenient locations. Call us when you are in need and experience patient-centered care for you and your family at Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental. Ask about our new patient specials. Keep smiling, Tri-States.
In Game 7.
Wrapping up the McNutt Electric halftime report on X1071 of the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. North Crawford leading Highland in 8-player football at the half, 26-0. Our game today brought to you by the Highland State Bank of Highland and at highlandstatebank.net. And why we saw a dominant performance by the North Crawford Trojans in that first half. Highland will receive the ball to begin the second half, and with the season essentially hanging in the balance for the Cardinals, very curious to see what they're going to draw up and begin their first drive of the second half.
Yeah, not a lot of success on the Highland side of the ball, but, I'm sure the Highland seniors don't want this to end with such a lopsided game like it is so far. I'm excited to see what the Highland coaches drew up and what they said to their players, and I'm excited to see how the players decide to take that information and what they decide to do on the field. I'm guessing the Trojans' game plan is going to be similar to what they did in the first half, and that is keep scoring the ball and move it at will. And that's what they have been doing, and their defense has basically been doing whatever they want against that offense. I'm excited to see how the rest of this game is going to play out.
And it's been the story for the North Crawford defense all season long, as we've been saying. They've shut out everyone except Belmont in the first half of every game that they've played so far this year. Most of the points that the North Crawford defense has allowed has come in garbage time, so to speak, for most of their games. So this defense has really been anchoring the success of the North Crawford team this year, not taking anything away from the offensive side, but yeah, North Crawford's defense definitely showing their part, flexing their muscle, and now the Cardinals have to try and put something together, down 26-0 in one half of play completed. Shoebox scoreboard update presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. At the half, DeSoto leads Belmont 24-12. That game on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Another 8-player football game currently in progress. We'll take our final timeout, and we will get you the second half kickoff. Highland set to receive to begin half number 2, 26-0. Our score, North Crawford on top of Highland. This has been the McNett Electric Halftime Report brought to you by McNett Electric in Belmont. The second half coming up next on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 8.
We know that good health is your number one priority, and at Grant Regional Health Center, it's ours too. Whether it's a mammogram, lung screening, or colonoscopy, we make it easier than ever to get screened for your peace of mind. And best of all, at Grant Regional, we offer quick scheduling and less travel, so you can focus on what really matters, your health. Schedule your screening today at 608-723-2131, accepting Medical Associates, Dean, and Quartz Insurance to name a few. Grant Regional Health Center. Better health starts here.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. More at WIPGA.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
In Game 8.
Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by Lely Center Monroe and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. Closing in on the second half kickoff as North Crawford has a 26-0 lead on the Highland Cardinals in our WIAA 8-player Level 1 playoff. Tyler Dictanis and Wyatt Mulligan with you with the best seat in the house in the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. The Trojans coming to their sideline. Highland already on theirs, and we will have the second half kickoff in just a moment. Our game today brought to you by the Highland State Bank and at highlandstatebank.net. Again, we had a busy night of high school football last night to close out the regular season in 11-player football, and the brackets came out this morning for 11-player, and we have a rough idea of what our coverage plans tentatively look like. We know we will have Lancaster at Amherst on 97.7 Country WGLR next Friday night. We will also have Platteville at Lodi in Division 4 on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL. We will also have Mineral Point at Fenimore in Division 6 and River Ridge at Blackhawk Warren. We'll figure out the coverage and YouTube plans for those games. But the second half kickoff is underway as Landry Saluka gets this kick, and it'll be fielded by Ben Ford at the 15-yard line. Ben Ford angles across the far side of the field, across the 20, over the 30, and across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. First and 10 for the Highland Cardinals. Again, down 26-0, 11:52 in the third quarter. Cardinals trying to put some points on the board against a very stingy North Crawford defense.
Yep, something that they haven't been able to do at all throughout the first half. And, well, they really haven't been able to do anything through the first half. Not a lot of really any rushing yards, almost no passing yards. I'm excited to see what they drew up at halftime and to see what the players can do to begin the second half.
And there appears to be an injured player on the field on the North Crawford sideline as the North Crawford team goes to a knee. And can't see what the jersey number is of the player is that's hurt. And the Highland side also going to a knee. So we'll take a quick timeout, injury timeout here to begin the third quarter, 26-0. North Crawford on top of Highland. Back after this on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In Game 9.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
The Home Depot has everything you need to turn your home into a beacon of holiday cheer. So whether you're going all out or just adding a few holiday touches, we've got you covered with trees, yard decor, and more. Save time decorating with one of our easy-to-assemble pre-lit trees, or pick up a piece from our Yuletide Lane decor collection and fill your yard with holiday joy. Whatever your style, find everything to get your holidays started at the Home Depot.
In Game 9.
Sawyer Stoluka able to get to the sideline on his own feet after being injured, and a 1st and 10 for Highland as Jack Terrell dropping back to pass now takes off on the far sideline, gets knocked out of bounds near the 40-yard line. Gain of at least 3, maybe 4, depending on the spot, and it looks like it will be a gain of 3 as the football is at the 40-yard line.
Pushed out on the sideline by number 3, Damian McCormick. 2nd down, Highland.
Damian McCormick ushering Jack Terrell out of bounds on the far sideline. Brings up 2nd and 7. Game today brought to you by Mount City Bank. Their total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Step into Mount City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at mountcitybank.com. 2nd and 7 as Terrell keeps it, as I think there might have been a miscommunication on whether or not Nanke was going to take the ball from him or not. But
Terrell with the quarterback keeper.
And Terrell dropped for a loss of yardage, a loss of 1 on the play. And the football's back at the Highland 39-yard line, sets up 3rd and 8. Game also brought to you by Community First Bank, free in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com, member FDIC. 11:09 and counting in the 3rd quarter, 26-0. Trojans on top of the Cardinals. Jack Terrell out of the shotgun and fakes inside. Now trying to bounce it to the left side, and no room to go as a great open field tackle made by Cullen Jacobus. Some quarterback on quarterback crime. Knocking down Jack Terrell, and now Terrell is down. And what was the backup quarterback filling in for Caden Washa? It appears that Jack Terrell is down now, and the Highland Cardinals set to check in on him.
Injury on the play.
Asked both the coaches about their injury report at the beginning of the game, and besides Highland's 2-star players getting hurt, they seemed pretty healthy. North Crawford side of the ball seemed pretty healthy as well. And unfortunately, to start the second half, back-to-back injuries to 2 important players.
Well, we've seen Highland have Trapper Hoffman play quarterback for the Cardinals as well in the early games of the season, as he came in when the game had been decided in the first 2 weeks of the season. So I would imagine that Hoffman would be the next quarterback up for the Cardinals if this injury is big. As Jack Terrell looks like he's going to be helped to his feet. And obviously, with the score being 26-0, 10:44 left in the 3rd quarter, there's still a fighting chance for the Cardinals, but just given the way that the game has played out and the stinginess of this defense for the North Crawford Trojans, losing another key player like Jack Terrell, that is not a sight you want to see.
No, not at all.
And Terrell's helped to his feet. He will walk to the Highland sideline with a bit of a limp on his left leg. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. But on 4th down, the Cardinals looks like they will line up to punt this one away. And the official starts winding the clock. 10:40 and counting in the 3rd quarter, 26-0. North Crawford on top of Highland. Coyer Zadrazil standing at the Highland 28-yard line to punt this one away. I believe it's Damian McCormick back to return now for the Trojans. And a false start on Highland. Someone got a head start before the snap. A Pink's penalty flag will back. The Cardinals up 5 more, so it'll be 4th and 13 at the 34-yard line. Little less room and better field position for North Crawford coming up here, as the Cardinals will line up to punt this one away.
Pretty unfortunate start for the Highland Cardinals with an injury and a punt. Not what you're looking for.
Zadrazil gets this punt away. It's a liner that takes a bounce at the 40-yard line, and it's picked up on the far side by Steluka. And it's brought across the 50 to the 49-yard line. That one is number 2, Landry Steluka. And it'll be 1st and 10 for North Crawford in Highland territory at the Cardinals' 49-yard line. It appears the Trojans will come out with the same personnel they've been having all game long, with 9:49 left in the third quarter. Jacobus out of the shotgun, 1 receiver to each side of the formation. Sawyer Steluka goes in motion, and a toss play to the near side. As this is Landry Steluka, and he gets across the 40 to about the 35-yard line. Nice run there by Steluka. A Sullivan Auctioneers Big Iron Realty first down, and the beat goes on for the Trojan offense. Nose of the football touching the 35-yard line.
Looks like North Crawford Trojans isn't really changing up their game plan, just going back to moving the ball really well.
Landon Baja, the running back, in the backfield with Cullen Jacobus on 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Fake inside to Blaha, and Jacobus looking for some room on the near sideline, but nowhere to go. Trapper Hoffman on the tackle.
Number 9, Trapper Hoffman with the tackle.
And maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, and that appears to be the case. It'll be 2nd and 10 after a no gain.
2nd and 10, North Crawford.
Today's game brought to you by the Highland State Bank of Highland and at highlandstatebank.net. Second and 10 on the near side hash mark. Tamling, wingback to the right side. And a give to number 2, Landry Steluka on the far side. Tiptoes the sideline, breaks away from defenders, sprinting down the field, and he will get into the end zone for a Northland Buildings touchdown.
For North Crawford touchdown.
Landry Steluka with another rushing touchdown. And the North Crawford lead grows to 32-0 with 8.5 minutes to play in the third quarter.
North Crawford seemed excited to get back on offense there to extend their lead, and really took no time to do so.
35-yard touchdown run for Landry Steluka. And now the Trojans lining up for the 2-point conversion. Jacobus dropping back to pass. Going to heave one into the back of the end zone, and it's caught by Tamling through the contact by Trapper Hoffman. And that makes the score 34-0. North Crawford on top of Highland. 8.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. The Point and Flush Sportsman's Club 2-point conversion good after the Northland Buildings touchdown by Landry Steluka. And man, oh man, this North Crawford team looks to be the real deal.
Absolutely, they're pulling away with really not much competition here. With all these wins as what they're doing right now, I'm excited to see what they're going to do in the later weeks, the postseasons after this.
It's looking like the Trojans will end up facing the winner of Tri-County and Hurley. Tri-County the 3 seed, Hurley the 6 seed. If we get Shoebox scoreboard updates on that game, we'll bring it to you as we are ready for the ensuing kickoff. As Landry Steluka has the ball teed up. And it's an end-over-end kick that will be fielded at the 15-yard line by Ben Ford. Ben Ford brings it across the 25 to the 30, far side, and not a lot of room after that, and a big hit at the 30-yard line, and it looks like Ben Ford is now hurt as he is slow to get up on the far sideline. Sounds like a hockey check type of hit right to the abdomen, and there aren't many fun hits to take, but that one's definitely not on the top of the list of ones that you want to take.
Absolutely, against a strong and stingy defense as big as North Crawford is. I think that might be part of their plan, is just to prove that they earned this. That's a couple of hard hits. A lot of injuries for this Highland team.
8:24 remaining in the third quarter, 34-0 North Crawford on top of Highland. And another injury to the Cardinals is, again, they lost Cooper Olson at the beginning part of the season, then Caden Washa just before the first matchup against North Crawford. Jack Terrell left the game on the previous drive for Highland. And now Ben Ford, a returner and wide receiver and defensive back. He's got an interception on his defensive stat line as well today. And just a string of injuries for Highland. The injury bug very unkind to the Cardinals. And it looks like Ben Ford will be able to get up on his own power and go to the Highland sideline. As the football is at the Highland 32-yard line on 1st and 10. And we'll see if Jack Terrell's going to come back into the game or if it's going to be Trapper Hoffman. And it looks like it will be Hoffman at quarterback for the Cardinals now. Hoffman breaks the huddle, brings the Cardinal offense to the line of scrimmage at the 32-yard line, far side hash mark. One receiver out to the left side. Nanke, the running back. And Hoffman takes a snap. It's high. Going to give inside to Nanke, but Nanke runs right into the teeth of this North Crawford defense. And a great tackle that time by number 22, A.J. Anderson. A.J. Anderson had 2 sacks in the last matchup against Highland. And makes a nice tackle there for no gain for Highland. Game today brought to you by Southwest Health, with over 24 specialty services and more than 50 specialists, so you can have specialized care without traveling far from home. Learn more about their specialty services at southwesthealth.org. 7:44 and counting in the third quarter, 34-0. North Crawford on top of Highland. Cardinals with the football once again. Trapper Hoffman with the snap. Gives inside to Nanke, and Nanke is stood up in the backfield at the 30-yard line, so a loss of 2.
By a slew of Trojans. Third down, Highland.
Multiple Trojans end up making the tackle. And once again, nothing going for the Highland offense.
Nope, if they want to get something started here, they're going to need to pick up with this offensive line in this, either their run game or their pass game. Nothing's been working for them so far. And if they want a chance here, they need to get something started.
Griffin Mineski, the wide receiver, out to the left side as Trapper Hoffman takes the snap. Toss play to the near side. Nice stiff arm by Nanke, but then 2 Trojans come in and make the big-time hit. As number 7, Landon Blaha, the first one there to make contact. Finished off by Sawyer Steluka. And it's going to be 4th and long as Nanke now with a little bit of a link going back to the Highland huddle. Not only is this defense stingy for North Crawford, but they are bringing the hits here today.
Absolutely. Start the second half there. Really laying it down. I think they want to prove a point that they deserve to be here and that they want to move on.
Landry Steluka and Landon Blaha back to return for the Trojans as Zadrazil gets a spiral punt, and it's fielded at the 45-yard line as Sawyer Steluka gets the punt and returns it to the 45-yard line in Highland territory, but there is a Pinks penalty flag on the play on the North Crawford sideline. It's a hold against North Crawford.
Block in the back called on North Crawford.
I beg your pardon, it's a block in the back penalty, so that brings the football back to the North Crawford side at the 45-yard line.
Trojans will take over at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10.
1st and 10 with 6:01 remaining in quarter number 3, 34-0. North Crawford on top of Highland. 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Jacobus out of the shotgun. A receiver goes in motion, and a give to Landry Steluka. Steluka looking for some room, but a flock of Cardinals being up to make the tackle, and a Pinks penalty flag coming up for a personal foul against the Cardinals. As progress was stopped, the whistle was blown, but the Cardinals continued to try and make the tackle. It's a personal foul against Highland. So 15-yard penalty at the end of the play.
Well, neither side of the ball has had real clean play here. A lot of penalties.
Trojans up to the line of scrimmage, 5:45 and counting. Ball spotted at the Highland 41-yard line. Jacobus with a pass over the middle. Pass is caught, and the receiver gets down across the 35 to about the 34-yard line. I believe that was McCormick on the reception for the Trojans.
Colin Jacobus' pass to Zach Bender is complete.
Beg your pardon, Zach Bender on the reception for the Trojans. 2nd and 4 at the 34-yard line. Jacobus alone back in the backfield. 3 receivers out wide to the left side. Blahak goes in motion, now dropping back to pass, and a heave downfield. Pass is caught and wide open into the end zone for Northland Buildings touchdown. Jacobus finds Sawyer Steluka to make the score 40-0 with 5:03 remaining in the third quarter.
Could not have been a better placed ball. Beautiful pass by Colin Jacobus. I got to give credit to that O-line. Give them plenty of time to be able to get that pass out. Great offensive play by the North Crawford Trojans.
Another 35-yard touchdown for the Trojans, and now Landry Steluka lining up for the PAT. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is no good. Wide to the right. And our new score is 40-0, 5:03 remaining in quarter number 3, and we will have a running clock the rest of the game. Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. WIAA 8-player Level 1 playoff, and the North Crawford Trojans out to a 40-0 lead on the Highland Cardinals here in Soldiers Grove. Our shoebox scoreboard update: DeSoto now leads Belmont 24-20 in the third quarter. That went on Super Hits 106 on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Ball teed up for the Trojans, and North Crawford hits the ensuing kickoff, and it will be fielded on the far side of the field at the 15-yard line. Ball brought out by Trapper Hoffman, and Hoffman with some room on the far sideline across the 40 to the 50 to the 45-yard line before being tackled down at about the 43. So a nice return swung up by the freshman Trapper Hoffman. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals in North Crawford territory.
Puts them in great position to start their offense. Maybe that's the momentum that Highland Cardinals need to start, get a good play, maybe put their first points on the board.
They're going to say the football got across the 45 to the 44-yard line. Again, we have a running clock the rest of the way, 4:25 and counting in the third quarter. 40-0, North Crawford on top of Highland. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. Trapper Hoffman still in at quarterback for the Highland offense. Quick pass to the near side for Griffin Wineski, and Wineski makes the catch but loses the football. The ball poked away from behind, rolls out of bounds in front of the Highland Cardinals sideline, and it goes out near the 40-yard line.
Fumble on the play recovered by Highland.
And they're going to say he was down at the 43-yard line. Only a gain of 1 on the play. Game also brought to you by West End Salvage of Lancaster. See Junkyard Joe Cranston, the West End Salvage team for recycling as well as construction and demolition waste too. West End Salvage of Lancaster. 2nd down and 8. Hoffman out of the shotgun. 2 receivers out to the left side of the formation. Hoffman gives inside to Nanke, and Nanke just runs right into the heart of the defense once again. Ball was loose for a moment, but forward progress was stopped.
No gain on the play.
And it will be 3rd and long coming up for the Cardinals once again as, man, this defense for North Crawford just clamping down.
Defense is, I've never seen a defense this effective. I mean, this offense hasn't really been able to do absolutely anything against them. And when they get the ball back, North Crawford Trojans offense is really unstoppable as well.
3rd down and 9 with 2:38 remaining and counting in the third quarter. 40-0. North Crawford on top of Highland. Trapper Hoffman driving back to pass. He's going to heave one downfield looking for a receiver, and the pass is going to be incomplete, but there is a Pinks penalty flag and another from the Highland side of the field. And we'll see, it's in the area of pass interference, but there might be a second penalty as well. We'll see what it is. Couldn't tell who the intended receiver was.
For number 20, Ben Ford.
It was for Ben Ford, and he was hurt on the kickoff return 2 returns ago. And it appears to be a pass interference penalty, and that will put the football inside the North Crawford 30-yard line to the 29. And I believe this is the furthest downfield that Highland has gotten all game long against this Trojans defense. 1st and 10 for Hoffman at the 29-yard line. Hoffman going to keep it, trying to bounce it to the left side, and moves forward to about the 26 for a gain of 3.
Number 9, Trapper Hoffman.
This also might be the most amount of first downs I've ever seen Highland team get this game in a drive.
Gavin Tamling on the tackle for the Trojans. Game brought to you by Laley Center Monroe. Call your local dairy automation specialist Jordan Wilson at Laley Center Monroe. Under a minute to play in the third quarter, 40-0 North Crawford. On top of Highland, Cardinals in possession of the football. Running clock the rest of the game. 2 receivers to the right side of the formation. Hoffman drops back to pass. Going to sling it out to the far side, looking for Wineski. Wineski bobbles it, and numerous Pinks penalty flags fly.
On the play.
And we'll see what the Pinks penalties are. I couldn't tell if Wineski was able to pull that pass down.
Well, he got hit pretty quickly after the ball even made contact with him.
So personal foul, roughing the passer on North Crawford.
Roughing the passer penalty called on North Crawford.
So that'll be a 1st down for the Trojans, and that is the final play of the third quarter. Through 3 quarters, North Crawford 40, Highland nothing. The fourth quarter coming up next on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
In game 10.
If you're upgrading a home or business, call the trusted pros at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. They offer a premium selection of CHI overhead doors, combining style, durability, and security for both residential and commercial properties. Need rain gutters to protect your building from water damage? Carey's has you covered there too. Learn more at CareysGuttersandDoors.com. They sell the best and service the rest. Get the quality you deserve at Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors, Belmont, and Prairie du Chien.
Owned and managed bank with locations in Wisconsin and Northeast Iowa. If you're looking for a place where you're more than just a number, convenient technology, low fees, People's State Bank is it. As a community bank, they're proud to support many of the local charities, county fairs, community events, and more. When you become a part of People's State Bank, you can standing with good cause. People's State Bank, member FDIC.
In game 10.
Start of the fourth quarter here at North Crawford High School in Soldiers Grove. The North Crawford Trojans well on their way, 40-0 on top of the Highland Cardinals on our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors. Also underway on 97.7 Country WGLR, Badgers in action against Ohio State. And our Shoebox scoreboard update presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. DeSoto 24, Belmont 20 in the third quarter on Super Hits 106 in the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Highland with the football at the North Crawford 14-yard line, and a give inside to Nanke, but Nanke once again gang tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Gavin Tamling the first one there, and Landon Blaha finishes it off. It'll be third down.
Second down, Highland.
Or beg your pardon, second down for the Cardinals at the 13-yard line. Play number 6 of this drive coming up for the Cardinals. Trying to get on the scoreboard. Cardinals on the season, a 5-3 record. They were 4-3 in the very tough Ridge and Valley Conference, and playing a North Crawford team for the second time in 3 weeks as Trevor Hoffman fakes inside, now throws to the near side, and the pass nearly intercepted. Great pass breakup on the near side.
Pass intended for number 6 square, Zadrazil.
Zadrazil, the intended receiver, but great defense by Landry Stoluka, able to knock that ball away. And it will be third down and long as the clock continues to wind. Under 11 minutes to play in the game. 3rd and 8 coming up for the Highland Cardinals.
Great defensive play by the North Crawford Trojans to break up that pass and hinder the Highland Cardinals from scoring for another play.
And Trevor Hoffman at quarterback after Jack Terrell was injured in the beginning part of the third quarter. So the freshman will finish the game for the Cardinals. Hoffman takes a snap. Trying to bounce it to the right side. Had some blockers, but gets cut down at the knees by number 2, Landry Stoluka.
Number 9, Trevor Hoffman with the quarterback keeper. Tackled out of bounds.
And
Number 2, Landry Stoluka.
Gets it to the 10-yard line.
4th down, Highland.
Actually, back to the 11. And it will be 4th down and about 5 yards to go.
Closest they've been to the goal line all day. Just about.
Hoffman gets the call from the coach, sprints into the huddle. And Hoffman out of the pistol. Nanke in the backfield with him, dropping back to pass. Going to heave it towards the end zone, and the pass is in and out of the hands of Stoluka. Pass is incomplete. And a turnover on downs.
Zadrazil falls incomplete. It's a turnover on downs.
Turnover on downs, another possession for the North Crawford Trojans, and the Cardinals still empty on the scoreboard.
With the dropped interception, not the outcome they were looking for, but nonetheless a turnover on downs, and I'm sure the North Crawford Trojan sideline excited to see that again.
Belmont now in front of DeSoto, 28-24 with 99 seconds left in the third quarter on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Pick up the action here with 8:44 and counting in the fourth, 40-0. North Crawford on top, and the Trojans still in possession of the football as Jacobus still in at quarterback, and he gives inside to Blaha, and Blaha dragged down by his jersey by number 34, Trent Nanke. It's a pickup of about 4 yards as the football's at the 15-yard line. Coming up after the game, our results management post-game show. It'll be very abbreviated. After this play, let's talk about the Hermses Ace Hardware most valuable player as Jacobus will take the snap on 2nd and 7. Another give inside to Blaha, and Blaha breaking away across the 30 to the 40, now to the 50. One defender to beat. Ben Ford trying to track him down to the 20, to the 10, and diving towards the pylon. He is in for a Northland Buildings touchdown.
Samuka runs it in for another North Crawford touchdown.
A touchdown run by Landry Steluka, 85 yards. And it's 46-0 with 7:43 remaining in the game.
Well, their coach talked about making sure their front line will block and they'll be able to produce. And, you know, their offensive line have been doing just that, and they've been producing as they expected. What an amazing run by Landon Blaha.
Now it's Landry Steluka lining up for the PAT, and his kick is not going to make it to the crossbar. It's no good. And the score remains 46-0, 7:43 remaining in the game. North Crawford on their way to the level 2 round. Our Hermses Ace Hardware most valuable player presented by Hermses Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Hermses Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Hermses for the perfect paint for your next project, and they'll be the MVP for the next project in your home. Go to Hermses Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Well, could go a number of different directions, but I think Colin Jacobus, with the way that he's been orchestrating this North Crawford offense, definitely seems worthy of our MVP honors here today.
Absolutely, whether it's passing or rushing or even on the defensive side of the ball, it seems like Colin Jacobus is everywhere. Give the ball to the people who need it and getting the ball where it needs to be, and that's in the end zone, and Colin Jacobus is doing just that.
Accounting for 4 touchdowns, both passing and rushing on the game.
Pretty stellar performance in the first round of the playoffs. Colin Jacobus is a senior, and I'm sure he does not want his senior football season to end anytime soon.
Now here's the ensuing kickoff. Kicking off that time is number 25, Carter Rogers, and on the return is Ben Ford, and Ben Ford dropped down at the 25-yard line, and the Highland offense takes over. 7:40 and counting, 46-0, North Crawford on top.
Fielded by Brady Nanke, brought down by Logan Hagan. It'll be first down, Highland.
Our Les Mack drive of the game brought to you by Les Mack Automotive. Whether it's Chevy, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, or Ford, you can count on over 50 years of trusted hometown service because at Les Mack, you always get more from Les. I think the drive of the game was the 8-play drive that got the Jacobus 14-yard touchdown run to begin the game. That was the longest drive of the game for the Cardinals in terms of plays.
I have to agree with you. I mean, Colin Jacobus was able to bring it out with the touchdown, and unfortunately wasn't able to get the 2-point conversion, but I think it was the longest, like you said, longest drive and most effective one to start the game out with this multiple scoring performance by the North Crawford Trojans.
Nanke got the carry on 1st and 10, got it out to the 25-yard line for a gain of 2, makes it 2nd and 8. The Tricor Turning Point brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. I don't think it was necessarily one specific moment, but if we wanted to pick one, I think the sack fumble in the second quarter when it was still a 6-0 game. Highland had just gotten a turnover as Trapper Hoffman with the snap, rolling to his right, trying to throw it to the near side, incomplete. Pass intended for Corey Zanderzil, threw it at his feet, makes it 3rd and 8. So yeah, in that second quarter, that sequence where North Crawford fumbled, Highland got the recovery, and then a sack fumbled the immediate play after that. Set up the North Crawford Trojans at the Highland 20-yard line, and then Colin Jacobus able to punch it in a couple plays later from 1 yard out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, Highland Cardinals able to get the turnover, and I think North Crawford said, I want the ball back and I want to score here, and they did exactly that.
3rd and 8 for the Cardinals as Trapper Hoffman out of the pistol. Gives inside to Nanke. Nanke crosses the 30 to about the 31-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play, sets up 4th down.
Number 23, Brady Nanke, the ball carrier. Gain of 6 on the play, 4th down on Highland.
And then our scrapper of the game, presented by West End Salvage of Lancaster. It's the player whose hustle and scrappiness stood out and trying to lay the opponent to waste, presented by West End Salvage of Lancaster. I think a player that really stands out to me as far as a scrappy performance, Landon Blaha. Rushing, receiving, defensively, all 3 phases of the game doing exceptionally well.
I'm seeing him catching balls. I'm seeing him, he's doing a great job rushing the ball, and I've seen a lot of very big hits out of Landon Blaha. He's a very fun player to watch this game. I think if anybody deserves the scrapper, I think it's the guy, Landon Blaha. He's doing a great job this game so far.
4th and 4, pass is going to be incomplete. Great pass coverage by the Cardinals. Zach Bender able to knock the ball out of the hands of
number 4, Zach Bender.
Coyer Zadrzil. Turnover on downs for the Cardinals.
Turnover on downs.
Now North Crawford takes possession with 4 minutes left in the game, leading 46-0. Now we should see the backups come in for the Trojans, and that is the case now. As Zach Bender lines up at quarterback for the Trojans. Low snap and a give inside to Owen Blaha.
Number 5, Owen Blaha.
Gets across the 30 to about the 29-yard line for a gain of 1.
Brought down by number 34, Trent Snakey.
And we have an injured Trojan at the 30-yard line. A little slow to get up is, I believe that's Owen Blaha. Again, on our Shoebox scoreboard, presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Belmont leading DeSoto 28-24 at the end of the 3rd quarter on Super Hits 106 on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. End of the 3rd quarter in Platteville. UW Platteville leads UW La Crosse 28-14. Pioneers looking for the upset of number 4 ranked La Crosse in that matchup.
Fortunate second half with injuries. We were pretty lucky first half to not really see anything, but the second half has had a pretty unfortunate.
Yep, and the injured player set to walk back to the North Crawford sideline. That was Owen Blaha, who had the carry on that last play. Also coming up on Tuesday on our Queen Bee Radio family of stations, the WIAA volleyball playoffs begin. We'll tell you about those matchups after 2nd and 9 at the 29-yard line for the Trojans coming out of the injury timeout. Zach Bender in at quarterback. Fakes inside and now gives to number 19, Logan Hagan. And Hagan still surging forward across the 25 to about the 24-yard line. Called a gain of 5. As we hit the 3-minute mark left in the 4th quarter. 46-0, North Crawford on top of the Cardinals. On Tuesday night, we have 4 games across our Queen Bee Radio family of stations. We have Evansville at Platteville on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL. Lancaster at New Glarus on 97.7 Country WGLR. Tell you about the other two matchups after 3rd and 5. Low snap to Bender. Quick pass to the near side. Pass is incomplete. Pass intended for number 22, A.J. Anderson.
Pass intended for A.J. Anderson was incomplete.
We'll also have Blackhawk at Belmont on X1071 in the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And we have Kickapoo at Iowa Grant on Super Hits 106 in the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. 4th and 4 coming up for the Trojans. And it looks like the Trojans are going to line up for a field goal. This would be a 41-yard field goal attempt. Snap is down, kick is up, end over end, and it's going to be just short. No good.
Field goal falls incomplete.
Sawyer Steluka
Short.
swung the leg as hard as he could on that one. Had the wind to his back, but just not enough to get it across the crossbar. It's no good.
Nice attempt. I don't think North Crawford wanted to run up the score too much, but they also do want to turn the ball over. So field goal is next best, and unfortunately it comes up short. Fenimore. I keep saying Fenimore. I apologize.
It happens when you're calling 2 games in less than 24 hours.
I was just in Mineral Point, but the Highland Cardinals take the ball now.
And the Cardinals might run just one play. As again, the final score going to be 46-0. North Crawford will advance to the level 2 playoff. And after being eliminated by Highland a year ago, the Trojans flexing their muscle on the Cardinals as Trapper Hoffman takes the snap, a give inside to Nanke, and Nanke across the 25 to the 26. And that should do it.
Brady Nanke, the ball carrier.
Yeah, Cardinals deciding
Carter Rogers with the
not
stop.
to hurry to the line of scrimmage and run one more play, and I think that should put a bow on the game. The final score for North Crawford High School and Soldiers Grove. The North Crawford Trojans defeat the Highland Cardinals 46-0. North Crawford improves to 9-0 on the season, and they take on the winner of Hurley and Tri-County. In next week's Level 2 playoff, the Highland Cardinals will finish their season with a record of 5-4.
Next Friday at 7 to see
And the seniors
Trojans take on Hurley.
will be leaving the Highland Cardinals football program. Kaden Washa, Cooper Olson, Miles Welsh, and Evan Bettner. Colton Whaler, Ben Ford, and Jack Terrell and Coyer Zadrazil. All the seniors on this Highland Cardinals team that will no longer wear the Cardinal uniform, as they will be graduating and moving on to better things after the school year is done. Once again, your final 46-0. Highland falls to North Crawford. Our abbreviated Reed's Wealth Management and Edward Jones postgame show coming up next on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Postgame 4 minutes.
The Gifted Hands Thrift Store in Galena offers low-cost clothing and household goods to the public. Shop local and support individuals with disabilities served by the Galena Workshop. The thrift store provides paying jobs to many individuals and is a stepping stone for some to get a job in the community. Donated items are accepted at the workshop on Southwest Street in Galena, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m., except holidays. Gift Hands Thrift Store at the Galena Workshop is open Tuesday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturdays, 9 till 1.
RPG came through the belly of the aircraft. We don't talk about the female combat wounded. These are our daughters and our sisters and our mothers. Wounded Warrior Project came into my life and taught me how to stand back up and get back in the fight. The truth is, I think we all have this strength inside of us, but until you're tested, you just don't know it's there.
See how Wounded Warrior Project empowers women veterans like Beth by visiting woundedwarriorproject.org/empowerwomenvets.
Diane from Michigan, a disabled senior citizen trying to get by.
Henry from Florida, a veteran fighting to make ends meet. Elena from Arizona, a mother struggling to feed her daughter. Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Diane, Henry, and Elena. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Over 2.8 million Americans have served in our military since 9/11. Many have returned home with devastating injuries and few resources for them and their families. This is news correspondent Bob Woodruff. I sustained a life-threatening injury while reporting from Iraq in 2006. The military had my back that day, and they have each other's while serving. It's time we had theirs. Please join us as part of the Got Your Six initiative. To learn more, go to gotyour6.org using the number 6.
I left the military with a traumatic brain injury. I came home to fight depression, anxiety, and alcohol.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I'm Adam Greathouse, Army veteran.
DAV helps veterans get the benefits they've earned.
With DAV's help, I've built a new life for myself.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories, great and small.
My victory is just experiencing life.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself.
For many military veteran caregivers, their caregiving journey starts earlier in life and lasts longer. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Maybe you're not sure how you'll make rent, or you lost your job. When you don't know where to turn, let 211 be your guiding light. Our guides are ready to connect you with the help you need.
211, how can I help you?
Call or visit 211.org. 211. Get connected. Get help. A message from United Way and the Ad Council.
My son Finn was born with congenital heart disease and spent the first 8 months of his life in the hospital. Starlight Children's Foundation has played an important role in our lives. For 5 weeks as a baby, Finn lived in a Starlight Hero wagon instead of having to sleep in a hospital bed. Starlight provides moments of joy for families like mine at a time where there's very little to be found. Learn more about how Starlight brightens the lives of sick kids by visiting starlight.org today.
Your high school postgame show is brought to you by Elena and Ben Reeves at Edward Jones, a financial service firm serving individuals and business owners.
Is your money working as hard as it should be? This is Elena Reeves with Edward Jones. If you want to provide for your children's education, reduce your tax bill, or prepare for a comfortable retirement, we need to talk. Today, more than ever, your financial security deserves the attention of full-time financial advisors. Take advantage of our years of experience. Contact financial advisors Elena or Ben Reeves at 608-348-2441 or stop by our office on Highways 80 and 81 in Platteville next to Sups Nutrition. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Time now for the Reeves Wealth Management and Edward Jones postgame show on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. The North Crawford Trojans shut out the Highland Cardinals 46-0 in our WIAA player level 1 playoff. Tyler Dictanis and Wyatt Mulliken with you for the Ayers Furniture broadcast booth. We could go through the touchdowns that were scored throughout the game here today, but simply put, all-around dominant performance by the North Crawford Trojans, offense and defense. Defense shutting out the Highland Cardinals. Only allowed 8 points to the Highland Cardinals in the 2 games that they had over the last 2 weeks, and North Crawford looking like the real deal coming out of this win against the Cardinals here today.
Yeah, pretty outstanding play from both sides of the ball for the North Crawford Trojans, being nearly unstoppable on offense besides the 2 turnovers, and just insane efficiency on the defense side of the ball. Highland, they couldn't figure anything out, and unfortunately that led them to, lose this game in such a not really how they wanted to end their season, especially from the seniors. But nonetheless, the Trojans move on with a pretty outstanding victory, and I'm excited to see what they can do for the rest of the postseason.
Yeah, and I said this after the last matchup between these two teams. I don't think that this is necessarily an indictment on, Highland being a bad team. I think North Crawford is just that good, and we've seen them be dominant throughout the season, all season long. Highland's a good team, but, especially before the injuries to Kaden Washa and even before that, Cooper Olson, in the first matchup, Highland had only lost one game at that point heading into that matchup, but the injuries for Highland, just too much to overcome, and players had to, step into new roles that they weren't necessarily accustomed to since the start of the season, and North Crawford very much able to exploit that here today.
Yeah, exactly, and those losses in the regular season can cause you to face such a good team here early in the postseason, and unfortunately enough, Highland had to face an 8-0, now 9-0 North Crawford Trojan team, and they had lost to them earlier before, and they lost to them now, and it's a good team, but unfortunately they got to play them again in the postseason, and you saw the outcome today.
Yep, the scoring for North Crawford, a Colin Jacobus 14-yard touchdown run, followed by a 1-yard touchdown run by Jacobus. Landon Blaha had a 36-yard touchdown rush. Jacobus found Blaha on a 19-yard touchdown pass to end the first half. Landry Stoluka had a 35-yard touchdown run. Jacobus able to find Sawyer Stoluka on a 35-yard touchdown reception. And then I believe it was Landry Stoluka that had an 85-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter to put this away. And yeah, it was just dominance up front. And, Coach Fredette was talking about, being able to block better heading into this game. And I think the line certainly answered the call here today. They were able to control Highland in every aspect of the game.
Yeah, just like you said, North Crawford Trojan came in with an idea of how to play the game, and they did what they wanted to. Highland had how they wanted to play the game, and unfortunately, playing such a good team like North Crawford Trojans, they aren't able to do that, and that leads to them losing the game, and that's their season, unfortunately. But North Crawford Trojans get to move on, and I'm excited what they can see. I'm excited to see what they can do for the rest of the postseason.
The North Crawford Trojans await the winner of Tri-County and Hurley, the 3 seed and the 6 seed in the upper right quadrant of the 8-player football bracket. We'll take our final timeout and close up shop from Soldiers Grove after this on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Post-game 1 minute.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
So, what's the asking price on these houses?
You'd probably be more comfortable living somewhere else.
How long is the lease? Sure, you can afford to live here, but...
How about the schools?
We have twins.
This neighborhood probably wouldn't be right for your kids.
If a real estate or rental agent says anything like this, you are being discriminated against, and it is illegal. If you experience housing discrimination, go to HUD.gov/fair housing and report it. Fair housing. The law is on your side. A message from HUD in partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Post-game 1 minute.
Closing up shot from Soldiers Grove at North Crawford High School. 46-0. North Crawford defeats the Highland Cardinals on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. A quick shoebox scoreboard update presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Belmont leading DeSoto 36-24 with 6:54 remaining in the fourth quarter on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Also, UW Platteville with a 31-14 lead on UW La Crosse with 11:32 left in the fourth quarter. Wisconsin Badgers in action right now on 97.7 Country WGLR, and it is now 16-0 with 4 seconds left in the first quarter. I believe Ohio State just scored a touchdown, and they're about to kick the extra point. So the Badgers doing Badger stuff this year. And let's look ahead to what we've got coming up tomorrow. Packers football at the Arizona Cardinals, 3:25 kickoff on 97.7 Country WGLR. And, of course, last night the Brewers got eliminated in the NLCS to a very dominant LA Dodgers team. And that makes room for us to cover 4 volleyball matches coming up on Tuesday night for the opening round of the WIAA volleyball postseason. We have Evansville at Platteville on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL. We'll have Lancaster at New Glarus on WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Blackhawk at Belmont right here on X1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And we'll have Kickapoo at Iowa Grant on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And then Thursday we will have the regional semifinal round. And next Friday night, the Level 1 11-player football playoffs. And we'll see what our coverage options look like as RJ Osterhaus will piece everything together. We do know that we will have Lancaster at Amherst on 97.7 Country WGLR, and we will have Platteville at Lodi on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL. I believe we also have Mineral Point at Fenimore and River Ridge at Blackhawk Warren. Got to figure out the stations and the YouTube streaming situation for those games as well, but you can check out the schedule at am1590WPVL.com. And that'll wrap things up for us here from North Crawford High School in Soldiers Grove. Thanks to the entire staff here at North Crawford High School for being gracious hosts and helping us out. Thanks to both head coaches, Jeremy Fredette and Jason Scanlon, for the pregame interviews, team information, and everything we needed to tell you the story about today's game. Thanks to all of our sponsors who help us bring high school sports to you, and thank you for listening and watching along. This has been Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school football presented by Cuba City, Darlington, and Kieler Family Dental, and Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors on X1071, WPVL FM Platteville, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, powered by Laley Center Monroe and H&M Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical. Once again, your final score, North Crawford defeats Highland 46-0. North Crawford stays undefeated at 9-0. Awaiting the winner of Tri-County and Hurley, and the Highland Cardinal season comes to an end with a record of 5-4. From the best seat in the house, the Year's Furniture broadcast booth for Wyatt Mulligan, I'm Tyler DeTanis. Thanks so much for joining us. Good night from Soldiers Grove, and we'll see you for postseason volleyball coming up on Tuesday night. So long from Soldiers Grove.
This has been a Queen Bee Radio High School Sports presentation. X1071.
Turn your radios up.
WPVL FM, Platteville, and Dubuque.
The best music every day, baby.